Hey guys, how's it going? Groovy Lava Squirrel Medic here. And yes, I am alive, unbeknownst to what y'all thought was going to happen Tuesday night. And we are still going. And today is week 7, episode 7 of CLouds and Stouts. And we're not going to beat around the bush here. We're just going to bring everybody up. I have my brothers and partners in crime. I got all 3 in the basement. So we're going to start off. Here we go. We got Micah. We've got Jimmy. And we've got Saucy. What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's going on?
What's up?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I was wondering how many people saw the thumbnail and thought that we were all actually fighting about something.
Well, I mean, you were about to get your ass kicked. Apparently, like Loki even said, looks like Jimmy and Saucy are about to get their ass kicked.
Loki.
All right, so let's say hi to some people here. So we got Loki, we got Bobby Joe's here, we got Eileen, we got Dylan. What's up, Dylan? Marcedale's here.
She is here.
Hey,
I might have told her about your nickname. I'm sorry, Travis, if she does happen to call you that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I heard some of that in the background. Let's see. We got Twisted's here. Sam's here. McTubis.
Speaking of
McTubis. Jimmy Pickles. Jimmy Pickles is here? I've never seen Jimmy Pickles ever on my streams. Welcome.
Jimmy Pickles is that like Tommy Pickles?
No, that's pepper seed company. Let's see, we got Ghost Stacy, Moose Gal, and you know. All right. So that's everybody. So
yeah,
we're gonna kick our week off right. So first of all, what are we drinking tonight, guys? What are we drinking?
I'll lead us off.
Go ahead.
I'll lead us off. I got the Boulevard Brewing Company Dark Truth Imperial Stout. It is a 9.7 ABV, 60 IBU. Imperial Stout, which means that it is Imperial Stouts aren't like a double IPA or anything like that. It just means they tend to be a little bit more bitter and tend to be a little bit higher in ABV than some of your regular ones.
All right, let's do this pour.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
It's dark.
I learned a new term today, Micah. I learned what SRM stands for.
Oh, yeah?
You know what the SRM on that one is?
I do not know what the SRM on this one is. I don't think it's on there.
Oh,
what is do you have SRM on your beer?
I do.
I haven't seen an SRM in forever.
What is an SRM?
Standard reference model. That talks about how dark a beer is.
Mm-hmm.
As dark as the scale goes is 80. The beer guide is 125.
Yeah, right. This one's probably around that 125. Well, 80 actually you can technically get a little bit of different colors from, but yeah, this is pretty dark. Imperial Stouts tend to be on that far end of that spectrum.
I don't mind a little amber right around the edge of them.
So how's the taste, Micah?
Oh, it's great, and the mustache feel is beautiful. There's a lot of chocolate, a lot of dark note chocolate, like really, really dark chocolate that kind of just coats the tongue. So it's very dry, makes you want to drink more of it, which is troublesome if you're having nights like Groovy did on Tuesday. But the mustache feel is excellent.
We officially changed that to the mustache ride, Micah. That's the mustache.
Oh, it's the mustache ride. Oh, yes. I like that.
All right, Saucy, you are up next. What do you got tonight, brother?
I got, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Privet from Distill.
I saw that.
Cool. This is a Russian style Imperial Stout.
Yep, that would be Imperial. Yeah,
it's 11.4% APV.
11.
Damn.
Oh, he's ready to go hard.
Right. Woo, that's a head.
Everybody likes a good head.
I love a big head. What's so much
those Imperial Stouts tend to be very carbonated, so you will get a pretty big head out of them.
That's almost like one of them nitros.
Yeah.
It smells good. You can smell dark chocolate, and they do. It says on the can they got a. Now I won't never be able to pronounce it, but they do got a bourbon barrel age one of these. It's award. It says award winning. I'm gonna drink it right through this head. Cheers.
Oh,
That gives you the mustache
good
ride.
mustache ride.
That's a mustache ride. Yep.
That's good and sticky.
Good and sticky. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy, you are up. What do you got tonight?
I've got a Rogue double chocolate stout.
Ooh.
And then Rogue gives you like all the info, man. This is
They do. Yeah.
It's 9%. It's just 9% alcohol, so that's kind of light for me. But I really like these double chocolates. It's a 68 IBU, 125 SRM. So it's going to be dark, not too bitter. Should be delicious.
What was the type of use?
IBU 68.
68. It's going to be a little bit more bitter than mine.
Yeah. And
Well, hello, Kathy Bates and beyond Seattle Leads. She's here.
Hey.
Hey, Katie.
Woo.
That's a good head on that too, man. It's that.
Yeah, right there on the eyeballs. Right there on the eyeballs, man. Good
Like
job.
a 3-finger head.
It's a big head night.
Yeah.
Man, that is super sweet. It is a little bit bitter, but it is just chocolate. It's just like eating a dark chocolate bar.
Yeah, you're going to have some of that dark chocolate bitterness. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Sounds really
Hey,
good.
Todd.
Hey, Todd.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
So tonight, I didn't really get to enjoy one of these on Tuesday because I was told to down the entire thing, which ends up was my downfall. I apologize for it. No, I don't apologize for anything I said on Tuesday because that's not the type of person I am.
Show that picture. Show that picture.
What picture?
You know what picture.
No, I'm not showing that picture.
Show that picture. You didn't show the aftermath of that.
Damn, I erased it. I don't know what to do with it.
You're full of shit. You're full of shit. Give me the freaking login info.
I really did. I erased it. So I'm doing the Boulevard Imperial Stout, aged in port, French oak, and rye whiskey casks.
Oh.
So this is a 12.3%, and it's a 23 IBU.
23. Wow, that should be stupid smooth.
Yeah. That's why it went down so smooth when I chugged it.
Yeah.
And I have like 15 more of these ready to go. So it's gonna be a good night. But it's not gonna be a Tuesday replay. It smells sweet. You definitely have the stout, the bitterness smell, but it also has the sweet kind of like a honey.
Mm-hmm.
That is so good. It's so good when it hits your lips and that mustache ride. Oh yeah, so good. Oh, it's so good. All right. So,
well, we got to hit them proper though.
Yep.
Here we go, guys. Cheers.
Oh, man, that's
Cheers,
good.
fellas.
May have to do that again.
That's good stuff.
All right, so we got Todd here. Now, we're gonna start our usual show. I know we have invited people into our Clouds and Stouts. So Todd, if you or Katie, because you were formally invited by Jimmy to always be on Clouds and Stouts, if y'all would like to come up, just let me know. I will send the link. Or I'll just put the link in the chat, but this is pretty much for Todd and Katie, or Cindy if you want to or not. But and Marcel, obviously, Marcel can always come up.
I've got to get one of those, Micah. Man,
It's freaking great, man.
yeah.
I love it. This oxygen This
Oh,
extra
yeah.
oxygen, I love it. It is absolutely amazing. I want them as a sponsor because I use this all the time. It's great, especially with all the allergies that we've been having. This stuff is amazing. I don't get drunk anymore, or I don't end up with a hangover anymore. I get drunk. I don't end up with a hangover.
Yeah,
Travis, you started off with an apology, and everybody that hopefully hangs out in our streams knows that we love everybody. We don't really want to apologize because we're just having fun and letting loose. But man, we love everybody. We try our damnedest not to offend anybody. But this is a drinking stream, so God knows what we're going to say by the end of this thing.
Absolutely. Next week, my asshole is going to be on fire. Apparently,
yes, sir.
If you didn't see my community post, this came in. I know this man here next to me is getting a set of these as well. These are the new Hot Balls, World's Hottest Cheese Ball Challenge from Johnny Scoville, Chasing the Heat. I know that Katie is supposed to be getting some of these, if I'm not mistaken. And next week, this may be a thing. So it should be interesting.
And being since we already talked about how this is a drink stream, I'm not going to keep this up here because I don't want to cover up anybody. But bam, this is TVMA, people. No, we're not having sexual situations.
You sure? Are you sure?
No, yeah, sure? I'm sure. But there will be there'll probably be sexual references, and people that are offended by that, fuck off. This isn't for you. So hang out if you want. Don't if you don't. Either way, make sure to give either the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Doesn't matter. And let's go ahead and let's kick this off. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about this week. And this week, as we all know, is fighting games. Fighting games that we have grown up with. And then stick around to the end because after we have some drinks going on, the last pretty much 45 minutes to an hour is going to be us discussing the new Mortal Kombat movie. There will be spoilers, and we're going to rate the whole movie. I watched it again right before we started tonight just so it could be fresh.
Yeah. If you're worried about spoilers, we'll save that for the end. So yeah, we'll talk about other stuff first. We'll put a little spoiler warning up.
I got to find one. Put up. Okay.
Micah, I bet Micah can have one in like 5 minutes.
Crazy says hello to Sausage Panel. Well,
all right.
Whoa, hey, crazy ass.
The sausage panel. That sounds like something I need in my car.
What? You don't want no. Golly.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's all right.
It's all right, I guess. I mean, because it is time for us to duke it out.
Yes.
So, fighting games.
Yes.
Do we like them or do we hate them first? Y'all,
I don't think we would talk about them if we hated them. I mean, I'm just saying.
So
now,
I think we should talk about our first fighting game.
I agree.
First one. Yeah.
I think we should start with that. That sounds like a good chronological order type situation. If you could probably go into like your first three, I think would probably be safe.
My first technical fighting game was boxing, Atari boxing on the Atari 2600.
With the
yep. Yeah, since Rock'em Sock'em Robots doesn't really count, I'm going with Atari boxing.
The video game, yeah, we're going video games, like fighting games, legit games.
Yeah, boxing. What's up? What else?
I had on the Nintendo NES, they had a very, very good port of it was just called Karate Master or something like that.
Karate. It was just Karate.
Yeah, that was my first NES love. But in the arcade, what ate up my quarters more than anything else was Mortal Kombat 2. That took almost all my quarters every time I walked into an arcade. And yes, I am old enough. I used to walk into the arcades rocking that shit. Had the mullet going. Yeah.
I can picture that. I remember going to the arcade.
Man, if you had a whole roll of quarters, bam.
And I always hated when I had somebody that had a whole roll of quarters because they'd walk in, put it up on the screen, and you knew you weren't touching it for a while because you
Oh,
knew they
wow.
were good. You knew they were good.
Well, see, yeah, my arcade was you put your quarter up there, you got to play. If you won, you kept playing. If you lost, you got your ass out of there. The next guy came up.
Oh, see, your arcade had rules. Your arcade had rules. No, we just had arcade. We're like, hey, the rich kid gets down there all the time.
No, not here. Rich kids didn't go to our arcades.
See, my first experience was not arcade games. I mean, I'm way younger than you are, OG-san, but you're my big brother, so that's expected. But Moose Gal actually brings up a great point about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It is a great game. It was also the very first game that was actually endorsed by a celebrity sports person. Very first game. It actually was a pretty good game. It was really stupid. Like looking back on it now, it's stupid, but then it was amazing.
King Hippo was the greatest boxing match in that whole thing.
I will tell you guys, and going back to the arcade, if you ever played the original Punch-Out arcade game, a million times, like, oh my God, that was so fun. It had a little wire frame.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. For me, my very first game was Tekken. I was a Tekken kid. And then after that, Tekken kind of got me into it, and it was okay. You know, it wasn't bad. I think the games was Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah.
The Dragon Ball Z fighting game where you got to beat Frieza was my favorite.
Anytime I got to
by
be
far.
Vegeta. Imagine that. Vegeta's my favorite.
Yes, Vegeta's badass. Vegeta's badass. I loved being I loved being Frieza, the little crazy alien. You didn't know if it was a dude or a girl, but he was badass. Or a really big fan of Piccolo. Piccolo was awesome.
Todd says so did Popkinski. You know, his original name was Vodka Drinkinski, and they had to change it for Nintendo.
Really?
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
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 Okay, we'll keep talking about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. What was the boxer's name? What was your character's name?
Oh,
You mean the main character's name? I can't
yeah.
remember his name.
God,
Little
hold
Mac.
on.
It was Little Mac.
Little Mac.
Is that what it
yeah.
was? Little Mac?
Little
Oh,
Mac.
God. Oh, God.
My youngest kid cosplayed as Glass Joe. For some reason, she fell in love with Glass Joe when I got her in the Punch-Out, and just was rocking Glass Joe. I still got a pair of Glass Joe boxing gloves hanging up in her room.
All right, so Saucy, what got you into fighting games, man?
Man, the first ones I remember playing, and Lazy Nate said them in the chat. Kung Fu. I know Oji-san said karate. We had Kung Fu. Me and my dad would play that for hours.
Kung Fu is kind of a side-scrolling version of that. It was cool.
Yeah, we love that. And Double Dragon. Pretty cool. We would play them for hours.
Dragon.
We played Nintendo for a long time.
Hey, Katie.
Hey.
I got my old Game Mania book out so I can refresh my memory a
man.
little bit.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm going old school. He's like, hold on, let me go get my power glove. I got you, motherfuckers.
I got it somewhere.
He does
Fucking
have
power glove. You have a power glove, like legit?
Yeah.
I have a power glove. All it is a glove with the controller on it.
I know. It's ridiculous, though.
Oh, I couldn't use it.
Hey, Dylan.
Katie, did
Remember
you ever
the
play
bazooka?
fighting games growing up?
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, I definitely played Mortal Kombat. My husband was so excited for that. I was out of town Friday, but he watched it Friday. And he recently bought an arcade game for our house, which it's got a Raspberry Pi, so it's got like 10,000 whatever games, but it's the exterior is Mortal Kombat. So
Oh, very cool. Is it a 3/4 or is it a full?
it's 3/4. It's not full.
3/4? Yeah. Those are still great boxes. I mean, Walmart sells the halves, which are still awesome. I want to get one and put it. Yeah, I want to put them. I want to put one back in my corner over here. They have one that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I want to put it
You
in
can
my
buy
back
the
corner over here.
joystick consoles by themselves, and they've got the games loaded in the actual joystick console, and then you can play it on anything you want.
Yeah.
And they're wireless. They're Bluetooth. So.
Well, the guy upgraded this one before he sold it. So the screen's brand new. It's got cup holders on it. It's,
wow.
Pretty nice.
That's high deal. If it has cup holders, it's ideal.
That sold me. I was like, wait, I can put my drink here? Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Speaking of drinks, Katie, what are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, so what I have today is called Wrecking Ball. So it's an Imperial Stout.
Nice.
I haven't had this before. It says
Where's it out of?
Where is it out of?
Noli? Is that what it is?
It is Spokane, Washington. So it is a local beer.
All right.
Oh, very nice. Is the name of the brewery Noli? I see that across the top.
No lie, I think is
No lie. Okay.
Pronunciation, but it is a 9.5% alcohol by volume and 50 IBUs.
Oh, that should be very good.
Man, I'm not used to having the weakest beer. What's going on?
That'll look around mine. That'll look around like mine. Mine's only maybe a little bit more in ABV, and yours probably gonna be a little bit smoother. Oh, I love that glass. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That is quite literally the piece that I have back here. Hang on.
Oh, it's gonna be so pretty.
That is gonna be pretty.
It's gonna be like X-Force Deadpool.
Yes. Well, it's gonna be black. He was gray, but I love that. That's beautiful.
So you can see the beer.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, that's dark. That's beautiful.
That's cool.
But yeah, the pretty one. There we go.
There you go.
Okay. Katie, you can't tell us what the mustache ride.
I was gonna say she has to tell us what the mustache ride is like.
It's not as sweet as most of the stouts I've had. It's got some good smokiness to it.
Are you getting coffee, chocolate? Are you getting like a dark roast type situation?
Yeah, almost like an espresso.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
McTuba says, you know how to pour beer, unlike the rest of us heathens. So,
whatever.
So you want to get the carbonation out, which a lot of people don't realize. They think they want a lot of head. That's what you said, but you don't.
Everybody loves getting head. I don't care what they say.
Common thing.
But this is what I wanted to show you. That's the exact same piece.
Oh, that's really cool. Very cool.
I saw that on your glass. I'm like, oh, I'm jealous. I love that.
So my first fighting game was actually on regular NES. I didn't really play much in the arcade, but I did have my NES, and it was Double Dragon, where you could do the verses. So that was that one. And then for the longest time, it was Super Nintendo. It was Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 was a big influence.
Street Fighter 2 was great, yeah.
And then it was I didn't have Mortal Kombat the original. I did get more. I saved up allowance and got Mortal Kombat 2 because Reptile was the man.
So Reptile was the acid.
Oh fuck yes, I would.
Yes. Reptile was pretty awesome.
Man, I really wish you guys had grown up in that arcade age, though. I mean, it was like going to a rock concert. You'd walk in the arcade, and it was like you were going to battle. You know, you put your quarters up there, and you got in line, and if you got up there and rocked it for 2 or 3 wins, man, you were a rock star walking out of that place.
You know, Oji-san, I get what you're saying about the whole arcade experience, because I actually there's a couple places here in Houston. There's one in Austin that I used to love going to. It was an adult arcade, and it's not like Chuck E. Cheese or Ben and Jerry's or any of that other stuff. This was called Pinballs, and it was quite literally all those old arcade systems, all the old pinballs, everything else. But it was adults only type situation. They had bar and all that other stuff. I would go there and just have a blast playing these old pinball games, new pinball games, all of this in the old arcade games. Oh yeah, still open.
Oh well, I'll be making a trip to Houston. I love that, man.
It's awesome. Pinball is a great place to go if y'all have something like that near you. I think they're a chain. I would highly recommend them. They
have Dave and Buster's around here. That's a big thing, but
it's not Dave and Buster's.
It's all new games. Yeah. You gotta get like a little credit card bullcrap thing. And,
I go to arcade. I get stuck playing skee ball. I do love skee ball.
I do love skee ball. Skee ball.
Yep.
I love putting balls in holes. Balls in holes is definitely my favorite thing.
Balls and holes. You know what? We got something for that. We should bring up our sponsor today. Here we go.
We should.
Cindy's balls. Get those crusty over-the-hill balls out of here. We have something better, and we're here for the new hotness. We are here for Cindy's Balls 2.0. Ooh. They are hotter. They're more chocolatey. They have the spice in the actual chocolate, not just in the balls, but in the chocolate. And we have both tried them, and they are amazing. Amazing. Now, we thought Cindy's Balls were good last time. These are bigger. They're heavier, they have girth, and you cannot wait to have them popped in your mouth. Everybody wants Cindy's balls in their mouth. Would you agree? They do. Cindy's balls all up in the mouth. How does that go, Dad? All up in the mouth? All over the mouth. Oh, so good. Coats. It just coats inside your mouth and it goes down your throat so good. So these are Cindy's Balls 2.0. Now, if you have not had an order sent to you yet, you need to call Cindy. You need to message her, and you need to say, Cindy, I need your balls in my mouth, and she will make it happen. Look at how much he enjoyed it. It was good. Cindy's balls is so good. So everybody, go look up Cindy. Find Cindy's Balls 2.0. Leave those crusty old 1.0. Just leave those in the past. We're here for the new hotness. So Cindy's Balls 2.0. Let's make it happen, everybody. Let her know, and let's get Cindy's Balls everywhere.
Cindy's Balls 2.0. They're fucking hot. Yeah.
Hey, Papa Squirrel did prove it. He ate the L's like a champ.
He did.
He did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's about
I saw Neil in here, so I wanted to say hi, Neil.
Hey, Luther.
Oh, sorry, guys. I am paying attention. I am. Dallas Cowboys are on the clock right now. After they are done picking their draft pick, I will be putting this down. I'm already disappointed the person that I wanted is gone, but it's okay. We'll figure out who they get this time. But anyway, moving on. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Okay. Right. Damn, Jimmy.
Oh. So next up, I guess, would be what fighting game is your favorite?
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
We'll start.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Why Smash Brothers? Why Smash Brothers?
Because it's one of the best for just mashing buttons. But no, I also like it because the wide variety of characters.
That's true.
Like that it brings in all these different universes, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think it was the best game for the Wii, quite honestly, when the Wii had its day for like that tiny little bit.
Yeah, I would say as far as like a Wii game, absolutely. It's a pretty great game.
Lazy Nate brought up a game called Battle Arena Toshinden. That was like one of the first fighting games with weapons. I don't know if you remember that one. That was a PlayStation 1 game. That was really good.
Yeah.
But, I like the games with weapons, and I would say like when Soul Calibur came out, that quickly became one of my favorite games just because of the you could parry and all that. But a really obscure, just random game that I got really good at, nobody would play it with me, was Bushido Blade. It was just a samurai fighting game, and it was so technical, and you had to get so technical with your parries and your strikes. I really got into that game for some reason, and somehow that became my favorite fighting game of all time.
I think that's fair. I would go with. I'm kind of torn between Street Fighter V and Tekken 7. Those are both really great fighter games. Really great fighter games.
Who was your favorite Tekken character, Micah?
If he says Eddie Gordo, I'm gonna kick him off the stream. I fucking hate Eddie Gordo with a passion.
Was it
Do
King
it, Eddie
Leon?
Gordo. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. No, King was good. Eddie Gordo. Okay, Eddie Gordo. The reason why he hates Eddie Gordo is because he would get his ass kicked by Eddie Gordo if somebody picked him.
He's a spam character, man.
He is a spam character. He was the greatest to play as a spam character. Now, if you want like somebody that's technical, King Gordo was pretty great. I think those two probably would kind of top it out, though. But
I always kind of dug the fighting games with a high learning curve, like a virtual fighter.
yeah.
On the Sega Saturn.
Once I got into more of those type of games, I would probably put. There's that new game that came out where it's like it's like Total Warrior almost, where it's you can pit different different generations of warriors against each other, and it's with weapons.
Yeah.
So, holy cow!
Cowboy
Dallas traded with the Eagles.
I'm on beer number 2, and for Mick Tubis, this your beer, man. Dead guy from Rogue. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And I'm not going to put the nasty curling game changer, though I should.
All right, Saucy. Favorite fighting game?
That's tough. One I probably played the most as a kid growing up. I played a lot of Sega Genesis. I played the Pit Fighter. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You're like bar scenes, so you could take a bar stool and smash over a dude's head, or a
It's like an adult version of Mortal Kombat. I remember that one.
I love that game. And Streets of Rage 2. I got this one too, laying around. That may have been like a Street Fighter knockoff. I don't know, but
I think it's more of a Double Dragon knockoff.
It was pretty cool. You walk the streets with a baseball bat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was straight Double Dragon ripoff.
I walk these streets with a baseball bat. I got a drink. Damn.
Oh, we all have to drink. Damn it. Just trying to get my stomach back from Tuesday, man. Can't sit here and just down beers all night. Yes, I can, but I don't.
Yeah. Who do you think you're talking to, Travis?
I know.
So, has everybody said their favorite, or Groovy? We're waiting on you.
No. Groovy still gotta go.
Okay. It's just Groovy. Nobody cares.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Street Fighter 2 Turbo is what I spent a lot of time on, but one that I spent longer on, especially on Super Nintendo, was the original Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu was amazing.
You just lost all your street cred right there.
I don't give a shit.
Wow. If this was my stream, I would have kicked you off.
Shaq Fu. I had a blast with that game.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Shaq Fu was great.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, does anybody remember Clay Fighter? That was on the Nintendo 64. Yeah. And here's one that another 64 arcade kind of crossover right at that perfect time of my life. Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
I love Killer Instinct. I could hit them 64 hit combos.
That was the guy, like the ninja looking guy, had like the sword. He'd bounce on the sword.
Yeah.
And you had the
what was his name?
Velociraptor.
Riptor
with boxing gloves. It was awesome.
Yeah. You had the werewolf in it. I figured you guys would be down with that one. Sabertooth or Saberwolf, whatever his name was.
These are really good, by the way.
Mike, I have to ask you what you're vaping because it looks like you're sucking in compressed air, and I'm concerned.
So no. What I'm actually vaping versus what I'm doing here. This is Energy Recovery Oxygen Plus.
Okay.
It helps with hangovers, helps with allergy shit, all that. Elevation shit like that. We've had a lot of allergies. Also, whenever I drink heavily, I like to have this. No hangover. It's great. I sleep great at night.
You know, if you're standing in the middle of your living room like, God, did I turn the stream off or not? You hit that oxygen. You go back and turn your stream off. Yeah.
It wakes you up. It's better than energy. And if you hit that about 5 times, you get high. It's great. It's wonderful.
Somehow on Tuesday, I did in the stream. I don't remember ending it, but it was ended.
No, you did a good job. We was watching. You, as drunk as I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hang out for a second.
What's up, Robot Scott?
What's up, Scott?
What's up, Scott?
Which one of those Doritos are you eating? Is that the Brian Ames or the regular?
These are the regular. I ate all the Brian Ames last night. All right, so like Clay Fighter 2, Taffy was my favorite. I never played it enough to remember the characters on that.
Clay Fighter was
good. You know what we haven't talked about? I mean, we're going to be talking about it later on tonight, but I mean, this whole reason that we're having this show is because of Mortal Kombat. So why don't we talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat? Why do you think it's so popular that it's the only one that really became a movie? And
I want to say
several movies.
Street Fighter became a movie, and it was awesome.
And it was
it had Kylie Minogue in it. Nah. Kylie Minogue. Yeah.
Wait. How'd that go, Jimmy?
Nah. Oh shit! I'm ready to hit the two. She hates Kylie Minogue.
Drink.
Well, oh yeah, shoot.
No, the Street Fighter movie was silly and ridiculous,
Oh
but
man,
I dug it because of it.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Enough.
Yeah, it was bad.
Thank you, Main Event Pong. I agree. Both Street Fighter movies were garbage, but the Mortal Kombat movies have actually been somewhat good.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation was worse than Street Fighter. The second Mortal Kombat movie was.
Fair.
I walked out of the theater in that one.
You saw that in theater?
I did.
Me too.
I was so excited, and then I was so mad. I was like,
in all fairness, Street Fighter Annihilation, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, they had the most characters from any video game in one movie.
That's true.
They did. They had all of them there for 20 seconds.
Yeah, to die, but they were all there. That's how I felt about this latest Mortal Kombat movie, though. Like, they had a couple of people that showed up just to die.
And we're going to talk about that in our review.
Yes, absolutely.
But, all right, so Mortal Kombat. What made Mortal Kombat so good? For me, one, it was my first game that I ever had that, like, actually showed blood, like TVMA stuff.
Absolutely.
And the combat... It looked realistic because they did the photo capture stuff. So I thought that was really interesting. And plus, Sonya Blade had the green and white tights, and
Sonya Blade is super hot. Absolutely, completely agree.
So, and plus, fatalities. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
Like, it came out of nowhere. It's like, that is so amazing. And then you never knew how to do it. They hid how to do the fatalities. You had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, unless you had Game Informer magazine, like me and Saucy did. Yeah.
Like, I still do. I still have Game Informer. I still get Game Informer. I love Game Informer.
Before the internet, there was Game Informer magazine. You had to buy Game Informer to get those codes.
Or, you remember Game Shark? That would give you the codes. You'd have to put it in first, select the game, and then put that disc in.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I walked in, somebody had a Game Shark, I just left. I ain't even playing with you, man.
No, Game Shark was great.
You ain't even earning that stuff.
Game Shark was great. Game Shark was great.
Game Shark, I had a Game Genie, the gold on the regular Nintendo, baby.
No, I had Game Shark.
Oh, you cheating little sons of guns.
I will put this for. I will say that Mortal Kombat probably has the most recognizable catchphrases. Fatality, I mean, Street Fighter has, Street Fighter had like KO, but like Fatality is a great one. The whole get over here. That you had all of those really flawless victory.
A very close second. A very close second was Killer Instinct. The announcer on Killer Instinct was freaking awesome.
The announcer was good, but also I think that Mortal Kombat of all of them had the best story. Like there was a story behind it, compared to Street Fighter and all those. I mean, the only one that could maybe have a better story would be a game that was based off of a TV show like Dragon Ball Z. You know, but that's not an original fighting
had
game.
A great storyline. Shaq Fu had a great storyline.
I would so kick you off this stream. No.
The Mortal Kombat storyline came far after the game started.
Yeah.
The game started
that came with number 3 or 4, where the actual story came.
It started as a Jean-Claude Van Damme fighting game. Johnny Cage was Jean-Claude Van Damme. They were going to motion capture Jean-Claude, make a fighting game. Jean-Claude backed out of the game, so they're like, F it, we'll just make our own game. And they motion capped all these people in all these crazy costumes, and that became Mortal Kombat. But to their credit, that storyline with Scorpion and Sub-Zero kind of being the nexus of that whole universe. Awesome, man. I love it.
And I love that they did put a lot of that into all the movies as well. That's always a big part of it.
Well, the first movie they didn't. The first Mortal Kombat movie in '95, they didn't. They just glazed over Sub-Zero and Scorpion, which kind of pissed me off. It kind of pissed
off a lot of people because there were people that were actually like, that's actually a cool storyline.
It was actually the same guy played both freaking characters in that movie.
What?
Yep.
Things I learn every day.
That's funny.
It was this French acrobat guy. But anyway, the Scorpion storyline is one of my favorite storylines of any kind of fiction. I love the whole storyline of it.
I mean, it's not like I don't feel like they've ever done it really great justice. I feel like this movie probably was the closest, but
Scorpions
we'll get into that later.
The animated movie they just released last year.
Yeah. I gotta see
that was good.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, we watched that. That was probably more violent. No, it was more violent than any of the real action movies they've made. It was pretty gruesome.
Well, we'll get into the new Mortal Kombat movie in a minute, but it wasn't as gory as I thought it was going to be. I'll just put it that way.
I agree.
There's there's 2 amazing fatalities in that movie.
Yes, I agree. There were some pretty great fatalities. Yeah. Yes. We will get into one of those fatalities because it was just so funny to me because she was by far like the worst character. By far the worst character. So happy to see her die.
What character has been missing out of all these Mortal Kombat movies? What character would you have brought in? Because I would have brought in Sheba. I love Sheba. Like Sheba's one of my favorite characters to play in the games. I would have, killed off Goro.
Goro is more recognizable than Sheba will ever be.
Nah, you bring in a good Sheba, I'm telling you. Get your Gina Carino to play Sheba.
Oh, then I'd watch it.
Okay, I bet you would. Yeah.
I feel like Quan Chi. I feel like Quan Chi and Smoke have not been in enough.
I kept thinking they were doing Smoke, and it kept pissing me off. I was like,
I thought so too. Yeah. I was expecting Smoke, and I was very disappointed.
There's more stuff that I want to talk about where I actually read some stuff on there. Not Smoke, but there's more storyline. If you know. Yes.
Boom.
He's coming.
I'm always
I saw the end. I saw the end, and I'm like, oh my god, is this actually going to be a series of movies? That made me very happy. Having that.
Stop talking about the movie. Stop talking about the movie.
Character. What character would you bring into a movie? That's what we're talking about.
All right, Saucy. What you got?
You got me on this one. Mortal Kombat 2 was the only one I really played and kept up with.
But no, any fighting game. Any fighting game. Go with any fighting game. What character would you like to see in a movie?
Who do you want to see live action?
Ooh. I want to see us in a video game. CLouds and Stouts.
I mean, Groovy, pull up that picture.
I can't believe Loki said we were going to get our ass kicked, Shane. That's what
I'm about to ask the chat. Chat, we have 20 people in here. Vote right now who you think would win in a 2v2, me and Groovy versus Saucy.
I'm just saying, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Travis was like, man, I don't want to be here.
I mean,
And
I'm
Micah's
gonna
like, dude, really? Come on, man.
Mike is like, I'm gonna stick my fist in your butthole. That's what he's gonna do.
that's my finishing move. I make you my puppet.
So
Ah!
if you notice too, Saucy's ear is over my nose. So thank you for making my nose look a little smaller.
No, so here's my thing. I mean, OG-san, you were Air Force. All right. Groovy or Army. I'm level 3 combatives instructor. I mean, I feel like I got your ass beat.
You think so?
I think so. I'm
gonna go get my silver medal jiu-jitsu medal from the state of Arkansas here too.
But when
It's
you got it when you were
Arkansas,
12, it doesn't fucking count.
Oh, I'm just saying, just we'll roll. As soon as I get down there, we'll roll. All three of us.
Let's roll, dwarf. Let's roll.
Yeah, we'll just get in Travis's yard and roll around. Might turn into something else, but
Okay, so we got Loki said me. Jason says Saucy and Jimmy. Jason, you were like becoming one of my favorite viewers, and you just lost that. Moose Gal says me and Travis.
oh, Moose Cow, right in the heart, Moose Cow.
Katie, you're on the panel. We're putting you on the spot.
Based on the picture alone, Ojisan's the only one that looks ready to actually fight. The rest of you look like you're regretting your life.
Well, in all fairness, I woke my wife up at 10:30 last night and said, "Hey, I need you to take this picture because Micah's bothering me and I forgot to send it."
Yeah,
So that's me.
Well,
This is my wife.
Bad.
It was totally taken
my
in
wife
his
does not kill me.
bathroom. It was totally taken in his bathroom. I know because I had to cut the picture out. And me, I'm taking it with my camera attached to my computer, and my right hand is down because I'm trying to click the button to take the picture.
That's true.
Just to be fair too, Katie, short guys, we always walk around looking like that.
You got that going on. I didn't know.
Napoleon complex. Napoleon complex.
Moose Gal, you have a good point. Shane does look vicious too, but yeah, I'm not sure what Micah's look is, and Travis just looks sad that his picture's being taken.
Well, see, me and Shane are from the hills. We're hillbillies, so we're not fighting fair. Somebody's got some brass knuckles
It
or
doesn't
something.
matter.
Like
All I'll have to do is it'll be like a special move. I'll pull out a bottle of BCS and toss it, and then you're like, "Oh no,
no.
KO."
I would have done so much more to that. Like had fire coming off of my fist, but I didn't get Travis's freaking picture until 11 o'clock at night last night.
I was still recovering, motherfucker.
And
I didn't wake up until
since Tuesday. Saucy had it for me. Saucy and Oji-san had it first thing Wednesday for me. And Groovy, I was still I had to send him not only a message in our CLouds and Stouts group, but then had to send it to him personally for me to actually get anything.
I sent Micah like 10 aggravating pictures just because I knew
he
it
did.
pissed me
I was
off.
like, Jesus Christ.
Like
Said,
this?
no, I don't want this.
From the side.
No.
Like this? No, from the side. Like this? No. 2/3.
This, I had to explain it in the freaking video on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're
Jesus.
But to be fair, I was in a scorpion costume. One of the pictures that
Cowboys are up.
you.
Sorry. Yeah, you were in a scorpion costume, which was cool.
That's cool.
One of my favorite cosplays of all time, the Scorpion Knight. I've talked about it before, but damn, that was fun.
Nice.
Those little kids knew that they were with some fat old scorpion who had quit fighting a long time ago, but they still thought he was cool. So they knew they were with a real scorpion.
So I guess the next good question is, who do you got? Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
Scorpion all the way. Scorpion right here.
Yeah.
Depends on what Sub-Zero we're talking about.
Bihan.
No.
Bihan.
Nope.
Yeah, not his little brother, Bihan.
Then I'm
His
going
little brother was a
Scorpion.
badass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he turned into a big guy though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go with Scorpion. His backstory is better, and his powers are so much cooler. That teleportation, man, will fuck you up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yep. Scorpion all the way.
I was kind of hoping in the movie it would explain where all the rope and all the chain comes from, but nothing.
It's in his quite literally his shield. He has a shield right here.
I
Oh,
looked for
sorry,
like
it's left hand, but
couldn't figure it out. I was like, Master March. What?
I really did dig I'm not going to spoil anything, but I really did dig what they did with the spear, with the scorpion hook on that one. I really did dig that in this movie.
Yeah, I like that.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Yes.
Gave it a little bit more meaning.
All right, Cowboys pick us in. Y'all can keep talking. I'm not paying attention though.
Okay.
So let's talk about
I'll even mute myself.
movie.
I'll even mute myself.
Street Fighter movie, Travis. What was your favorite part?
Street Fighter movie. My favorite out of all the Street Fighter movies, my favorite part was when Guile, Jean-Claude Van Damme, actually did his kick with the whole straight
tornado
up
kick. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a tornado kick because that's Ryu and King.
Oh yeah, before he's upside down. Yeah, what do they call that? I can't remember.
It's Fluken. That's what they say. I don't know. But him actually doing the crescent kick where he actually flips up underneath, and he did it on Bison at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
that was the coolest kick ever. And I don't think anybody could make that believable, even Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it still looked amazing as a kid.
My favorite part was just that Raul Julia was actually in that movie. He was actually in Bison for that movie.
Yeah.
You got an Academy Award-winning actor, and he's doing M. Bison, and he's taking it serious.
Yeah, he was actually serious. It hurt my feelings a little bit just to watch it. Especially now. I'll go back and watch it every once in a while. It's one of my guilty pleasures. Like, if it's on, I'm going to watch. But it's a horrible movie.
Well, no, it's not a horrible movie. It's entertaining. A horrible movie is a different category. An entertaining, cheap, poorly made movie is a different category than a horrible movie. And I think it was very entertaining. I did dig it for what it was.
That was not a bad pick, Jason Sterling. For those that don't know, the Cowboys selected Micah Parsons. He's a badass linebacker that can replace Sean Lee. Dude is fast as fuck, running a 4.3. Great pick. Great pick.
Damn,
we
Sean
needed
Lee's
a better
still
one.
playing?
We needed no, Sean Lee retired this year. He just retired on Wednesday.
Good God.
Yeah. And so they just replaced Sean Lee with Micah Parsons. Great name. I love his name because it's this name right here. Yeah. And he is a fast linebacker. I mean, he's not a defensive back, but it is a good pick. It's a good pick. Oh, shut up, 21090.
You think they're going to bring Jerry Jones back, Micah?
Jerry's going to die as the owner of the Cowboys.
They're just going to have him up there like taxidermied up in the booth.
He's gonna be Weekend at Bernie's, but it's gonna be Weekend at Jerry's.
See, that's Micah. If you're that big of a Cowboys fan, I can't believe you're not a big Arkansas fan, man. There's a direct connection between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Dallas Cowboys.
There's a bigger connection to Oklahoma than there is that.
Now go look up Jerry Jones and Frank Broyles.
No. I know. I'm very well aware. And why do you think so many people in Texas hate Jerry?
Now, everybody here has got the big gold or silver stars on their damn trucks and stuff. I'm just like, oh, really?
And hey, they can actually say his name right. They do actually call him Micah. He has the right name. It's spelt the right way. I like him already. But no, he actually is. He's a good pick. Considering they didn't get the CB, he went the pick right before him. I'm happy with it. Plus, they traded back and still got a good linebacker. I'm happy with it.
So, fighting games. Back to fighting games.
Yes, please.
And back to Batman, Arkham Asylum. Have you played that yet, Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good? I haven't played it. I put my controller down before it came out.
You're not as a fighting game. It's not a fighting game.
You remember the DC version of Mortal Kombat? Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice. Now that is a phenomenal game.
It is.
There are, because it's made NetherRealm also does Injustice as well. So Boone and them, they do that as well. They got the license through WB because WB bought NetherRealm, so that's why Mortal Kombat is now WB. property. But the Injustice games, I really enjoyed the first Injustice game more than I liked the second one.
I haven't
Controls
played the second.
and well, in the first one it had Lobo, and Lobo
Mhm.
was the shit.
Lobo is on par with Superman, and most people don't know that. Lobo is a bad son of a gun.
He is fragging amazing. He is
Mhm.
fragging amazing. I don't know. But I think if we're talking about just straight fighting game, I think Street Fighter 2 was the most pure fighting game that actually you had to start developing skill, because that's when they really started implementing blocks.
Yeah. Well, like
And-
I think Micah brought up Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That's when things really kicked up a notch, and it was really, you had a steep learning curve. If you were just some guy that walked up and grabbed the joystick, you would get your ass handed to you by somebody that knew how to play the game, and you would lose all your quarters, and you'd just be standing in the back of the line all night. So if I could win 2 fights in Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I was the shit, because everybody was just like pro level at that shit in the arcade.
So, favorite Street Fighter character to play as?
Guile.
Ooh.
Guile.
Guile?
Yep. And Guile is fucking hard to play. And that's why I was really proud of myself.
It's hard to play.
If I get 2 wins in a row, Guile is super fucking hard to play as.
What do you got, Sassy?
Go.
Guile?
Mhm.
American Dreams down here. American Dreams. He had an American flag tattooed on both shoulders, regardless of which way he was facing.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yep.
He had this little curled up stance.
For me, it depended on what type of mood I was in. I really liked Blanca, the big green troll fucker.
But you were probably the guy that would just sit there and electrocute the whole time until they came and hit you.
Pretty much.
Random motherfucker.
And I also enjoyed Chun-Li. Chun-Li was great. Yeah, because everything moved.
Yeah.
Everything moved.
She just wanted to do her crane kick where she flipped upside down.
I was a big time Chun-Li fan until Cammy came along.
Chun-Li was great.
I'm starting my 3rd beer, and since I'm catching up with you guys, I'm going to hit a matter familiars.
Oh,
Son of a
okay.
bitch.
Shoot.
Okay.
I'm going to drink a porter. What's the difference in a porter and a stout?
Really, it is where they were sold. A porter, they sold them at the ports in England. That's where the name comes from. Man, Todd, did I do it right? Did I say it? Yeah, I'm drinking a MILF. You damn right.
It's good.
But in Street Fighter, my go-to, and a lot of people did Chun-Li because she had the kick that she did the 1,000 kicks, and just sit there. My favorite was E Honda, man, the big sumo wrestler guy. Man, he had the 1,000 slaps. He had the flying like belly buster move, and he'd land on top of you. And a lot of people think Dalsim was great because he could stretch. I just thought that was cultural appropriation. I didn't like it very much.
I thought Zangief was underrated. I would play
Zangief was the worst fucking character ever.
I thought because you could fuck somebody up quick if you knew how to use him, but you had to know how to use him.
He's like King from Tekken. Like if you knew how to do the grapples and stuff with him, you could definitely rock.
You got to know how to block so you can get in close, and then when you get in close, then that's their ass.
Yeah. But Street Fighter, man, I spent so much time on Street Fighter, and I
said that wrong, Saucy. By the way, I'm not correct.
But I was one of those guys when Mortal Kombat stuff came out, when they started doing the sweep, when you could do the sweep kick, not just the low kick, but where you could sweep their legs out, which is referenced in the movie that we'll talk about.
Oh yeah,
I was that cheap motherfucker. I was the cheap motherfucker that would get you in a corner that unless you timed your jump perfectly right, I would just sit there and sweep their legs over and over again.
Oh.
People get so mad. I'm like, play better.
I hate you. Yes.
I'm
You're the guy that I hate.
If I was Scorpion and I thought I was going to lose, I would back up into the corner, crouch down, and it would be you would be so mad at me by the end of that round that it'd be ridiculous because I'm just staying there. I'm just gonna play defense.
And then you still lose because I'd run out the time, and you still take damage with your hits.
Oh no, that's where the teleport thing comes into play.
Yeah, that's where Scorpion's a cheater.
Teleport to get over here.
Somebody said I didn't know how to pour a beer. Screw you. There you go.
Welcome back, Katie.
Mick
Yeah,
Tubis,
sorry
you burning
for
through your
that.
beer.
I got
Mick
it
Tubis,
right.
I got a bunch of scotch I need to try. Maybe you'll hang out with me. I don't think anybody else likes scotch but me and you.
So you got dumped, Katie? You got dumped off or somehow?
Yeah, I got a brand new webcam and I just like lightly touched where it was touching the USB port and the camera went out and only the mic is working now. So whatever.
What type of camera is it?
She got the Logitech 990, right?
The 922.
Oh, the 922.
That's what I got.
No,
I
the
have
C920.
I have the C920.
Yeah, C920 is the one to go with. I haven't. What's the Logitech 922? Hang on.
It's just
If it's the
just
one that I'm
newest-
thinking of.
It's just the newest version. So what I read is if you have the 920, don't get it. But I didn't have the 920, so I just went with the newest version.
You went with the 922.
Yeah.
Joe
And
is
it's been-
here. What's up,
It's been
Joe?
really great.
What's up,
but-
Joe?
Yeah, the picture looked fine. Wait, which Joe? Oh, there he is. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Raven.
Man, I'm telling you, man, Joe, I am making that your new intro music, and I'm changing it all up. I'm letting you know. It is beautiful. It's glorious. I can't wait for you to be up on panel.
Joe, are you coming up or what, man?
I've got one more fighting game topic I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
If you could build any fighting game with any characters in any universe, with any kind of environment to fight in, what would you build? What would be your dream fighting game?
I would say the Marvel versus Capcom, but just the Marvel side.
Mm-hmm.
And I would add, so it'd be Marvel versus Mortal Kombat. I think that'd be sweet.
I saw that they were doing something like that. That's coming
That
up.
would be cool.
I would make a good Deadpool game.
Deadpool?
The Deadpool games have sucked. I would love to have a really good Deadpool game, honestly. Or maybe a really good remake of a Ninja Turtles game.
Like a Ninja Turtles fighting game?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's all that Ninja Turtles really are. I mean, if we're gonna, how big is fighting game? Okay, because like Batman
Ninja
Arkham
Turtles
City is a fucking fighting game. It's just not a, it's not a 2D fighting. It is. Yeah,
Ninja
Batman
Turtles
Arkham City is a
game.
fucking fighting game.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
TMNT was just Double Dragon times 2 is all it was.
Yeah, and TMNT could really just be remade, and you could have probably a really good story with it. You could do a lot of really
Now,
good things.
Katie, I know you're a Smash Brothers fan. Smash Bros. Sorry. So, what would you build if you could just build any game?
Yeah, so if it was any game, so earlier we were talking specifically about fighting games, but if it was any game, my favorite game of all time would probably have to be Skyrim because I'm a total nerd for dragons. And I screamed like a little girl. Spoiler alert. I screamed like a little girl when you got to actually ride the dragon in Skyrim. It was like ecstatic. So I think it would be something where you're riding dragons and fighting. Yeah.
Like a dragon jousting game, like a new version of Joust or something. Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, Joust was a great game.
Joust
I feel like you
was
should be able
cool.
to like run along the dragons and hop onto the other person's dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a better version of Spyro.
Right.
Better version of Spyro. Which Spyro was a great game.
Spyro
was a
great for
great
what it
game.
was, man.
Spyro
Saucy,
was
what you got?
badass.
Man, I tell you, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighters,
Ooh, that would be a good crossover.
the two combined.
Hadouken!
Mhm.
I've got.
It's Hadouken. It's Hadouken. Not Hyla Fluken, whatever the hell you're
Oh,
talking
that was
about.
the hurricane.
That was the
kick.
that was the
They said they
tornado
did the
punch.
hurricane.
I've got two. My first one would be all the old Western characters from all the Sergio Leone movies. You know, you got your Angel Eyes, you got Blondie, you got Tuco, you got Frank,
Red Dead
you got
Redemption.
Harmonica. Oh man,
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, could you imagine that though? Just the showdowns. Just the showdowns.
There is a game that is quite the very first Red Dead was that. That's all it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that game.
Showdowns.
I love that game.
Showdown.
Not a fighting game. I would make a fighting game version where it's just the showdowns.
Shootouts. Yeah. The shootouts. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
My second one would be
would it play the music too, like
wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that not be awesome, man? Yeah. And my second one would be a real well done kaiju game. Your Godzilla versus King Ghidorah versus King Kong versus Gaidan versus Mothra. That
would be kind of cool.
Destructible city, just like Rampage on steroids, modern graphics, just a kaiju battle. You throw Pacific Rim in there, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. I think it'd be pretty awesome just to have a Godzilla game where you get to be Godzilla. Like that would just be a badass game in general for me.
Could be Rampage on steroids.
I have thought about writing a comic book on the Sergio Leone characters because I love them so much.
So, man, I thought we were going to have more discussion on fighting games. I guess
we did an hour on it. We can go ahead and get into what the picture kind of insinuates, because that is, for those that are unaware, that background is straight from Mortal Kombat game. I almost put the Mortal Kombat logo on there, but I'm like, no, we're talking about all fighting games. I can't just.
I'm just gonna say, back when I was a younger guy, I would have rented that video game. Like if I'd have saw that cover, I would have rented that game. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Yeah, that's a good game.
That's a good looking game.
Yeah.
This looks horrible. This looks worse than Shaq Fu.
No, that would be better than Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu would be
better than Shaq Fu. 100%. Yeah.
Michael looks like DJ Jazzy Jeff. Jimmy looks like a really pissed off Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, I mean, look at I'm just mad at what happened to my nose. Somebody broke my nose.
Saucy looks just like a white Dalcine ready to stretch across the screen, and I look like I look like Glass Joe. I look like Glass Joe in that picture. Please don't hit me.
Saucy's like, what the fuck do you say about my cousin?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie, but first, before we talk about the Mortal Kombat movie, let's talk about Mortal Kombat movies in sequence. Let's start with the first Mortal Kombat movie, 1995, which was like, that theme song was like the soundtrack to my soul for like a whole year when that movie came out. Like I had a birthday party where the scene when they were fighting all the bad guys and like where they were all eating right after Kano and all of them, and they were sneaking in, and all the bad guys came and they were fighting. And we're like, oh man, I'm gonna be Luke Cage, and like, you're gonna be Luke Cage, and we're reenacting this entire fight as kids. I loved that movie, and I still love it.
Can I real quick just to ask everybody how old they were in 1995?
I was 11.
11, 6. Saucy, how old were you?
14.
If you don't want to tell me, that's fine too. Yeah. I was 23. I'd already had 2 kids.
Here's my problem with the 95 movie. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to, he was in so many goddamn Kung Fu movies.
What, Liu Kang?
Yeah. No, Christopher Lambert playing Raiden was fucked up. All right,
that was the best part of that entire movie.
No, it was not. It was
all gonna fall on your shoulders.
Even I was like, really, Christopher Lambert? No,
I fucking hated him.
I absolutely hated him.
I am
he was god awful. It was like It was so horrible. It was so God. I'm so glad he stopped doing them after that. Like like it was bad.
I love Christopher Lambert, and I love the fact that he did that role. I do love the fact that he did that and took that on.
No,
But I hated that part of that too.
So crap.
Because I was expecting like Raiden. No, we get Christopher Lambert.
No, you get Christopher Lambert, and he doesn't even do the character right. Like, what did he have like long ass white hair and shit like that?
Yeah,
like,
he was the Highlander. He was just the Highlander.
He was the Highlander. Like, what the fuck, bro? I know that movie came out like right around the same time, but come on, bro. Or it was filmed right around the same time.
Highlander fighting game would be good.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh yeah, it would.
Oh, every time you won, you get the quickening, and it takes like 5 minutes. You're like, please hurry the fuck up.
It's the quickening.
There can be only one.
We need to talk about the Highlander movies at some point. I feel like they fit in this.
With our nerd talk.
I feel like the Highlander movies in general fit in this. They were a game. It was called The Game.
Oh, you're still muted, Katie. You're still muted,
Katie.
Oh no.
I am not
There you
bored. I'm just trying to troubleshoot my webcam while
Oh,
It's fine.
I feel like Highlander was a live action fighting game movie before it even existed.
Yes, it was a game. It's even called The Game. Who wins the game? You know, it was a game. It really was.
I love the TV series with Duncan MacLeod. I love.
Thank you. Yes, the TV series
Duncan
was
MacLeod
better than
was
any of them.
my favorite Highlander out of all of them.
I love the first movie, except for Sean Connery being a Spaniard that was Scottish. Made no fucking sense to me. But
if Shrek was Scottish, this is what he would sound like.
Fucking stupid.
Hey, donkey.
Before we got sidetracked by Highlander, we were talking about the first movie. So I can tell you the first movie, I liked Liu Kang's character better in the first movie than this new movie.
I agree.
And the guy who played Shang Tsung in this new movie was horrible. I do not like him as Shang Tsung. I think the original Shang Tsung was way better.
It was Carrie Hiroyuki. I can't remember, but yeah, no, he makes a great Shang Tsung, like the original one. He was perfect. He was perfect for it. The guy that played him in this one was stupid. He was stupid.
A little bit too much eyeshadow, man. Just do Shang Tsung, you know?
I mean, there's nothing better than the opening scene in Mortal Kombat where they're fighting at the temple and like Shang Tsung like dodges and then steps on his back, pulls up his head. He's like, "Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next." And then Liu Kang wakes up. You're like, "Oh man, this is about to get real." I've watched that movie way too many times in my life.
My favorite scene in the whole movie is the Johnny Cage Scorpion fight, and I know Scorpion loses, but you get to see full on Scorpion, and Johnny Cage does the freaking where he throws the damn autograph picture down in the fire. Man, it's like a direct reference to the game. It was awesome. Yeah,
Johnny Cage was great to see. I enjoyed seeing Johnny Cage.
The worst part was the Goro fight scene. I did dig the practical effects Goro, but really, one nut punch would not put Goro down.
Well, he has huge nuts.
He does have huge nuts.
I don't care. He's Goro. He's probably got 4 nuts. He only hit 2 of them.
Those were $10,000 sunglasses, asshole. I am Goro.
You know that dude in the suit's got to be like, "Oh shit, is this really going to work, guys?" This is
I was so happy in the new movie with Goro compared to the original.
With the Goro fight, the best part about the Goro fight were those 2 like henchmen that were down at the bottom, and the whole time they're like, "Goro, yeah," the whole thing, and then he did that like multiple times. Anytime Goro won, it showed them like, "Yeah, Goro,
yeah." That stupid animatronic Goro.
Sonya Blade, though, I'm sorry to say, I think she was way sexier in the first movie. I thought she was really hot in this one, but she was way sexier in the first movie.
Who was that actress in the first
I don't
movie?
know.
I gotta look that
hang
up.
on. Hang
The
on. I'll
first
tell
movie
you.
was that not the Billy
Bridget
Madison?
Wilson.
Yeah.
Bridget Wilson. Bridget
Yeah.
Wilson. Yep.
Yeah.
Billy
She
Madison.
was sexy
Yep.
as hell. And then when she got
Veronica Vaughn.
Kano
So
between the
hot.
legs, and he's like, no, Sonia, don't. And she's like, oh, I was like, I would die between
That
those.
poor dude that played Kano in the original movie, I can't remember his name, the Australian actor. He committed suicide not too long after he starred in that movie. But I thought he was like awesome as Kano. I thought he did an awesome job. And I do love the new Kano, but I thought that guy was phenomenal too. I thought he did a really good job.
I think he did a good job then, but I feel like the new Kano did such a better job.
They could make a Kano movie based on this new guy.
Kano, the first Kano.
Yes.
Kano was a main character in this movie. He was not a main character.
He was not a main character in the first movie. He was a main. Well, he carried the fucking movie, really, in my opinion, in this movie.
Yeah,
he was
there's all
fucking
kinds
amazing.
of memes about Kano carrying this movie, but
yes,
the dude that played Kano was phenomenal in this new movie. He was fucking awesome. He was funny as shit. If you like Aussie Man, Aussie Man reviews, you will love this Kano.
Oh, I haven't watched Aussie Man reviews in a long time. I wonder if Aussie Man reviews did one for this, because he should have.
Oh man,
for Kano, he should have.
Right.
But I think because the original Mortal Kombat, they didn't really depend on powers that much. Besides Sub-Zero and Scorpion, nobody really had powers in the entire movie until the very end, when Liu Kang did the fireball that knocked Shang Tsung off the ledge.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody that's bitching about the new reptile, go back and watch the goddamn reptile from the old movie, and then bitch about reptile. The only difference is he didn't turn into a ninja with the green suit, which would have been cool. Don't get me wrong, but go back and look at that old reptile, then bitch about the new one.
When he did turn into the ninja in the green suit, that was the best fight in the entire movie. The reptile versus Liu Kang in that movie.
I thought that would be your favorite.
Reptile was awesome. Not as the fucking Geico Gecko, but as like when he turned into the green ninja.
Yeah, he's like 15%. 15 minutes, 15%. It was the CGI was horrible, but it was 1995. Come on, they did the best they could with it back then.
And Princess Katana, oh man.
Oh, let's talk about the one good thing of Mortal Kombat Annihilation was the lady that played Sindel. Oh man, you know that lady smelled like cigarettes, Travis. God dang.
You will die.
You will die.
Oh, it was so bad, and
it was horrible. Right after that scene, I left. I was like, "No, fuck
going
it,
to Christopher Lambert, to the guy that played Raiden in the second one, you're just like, oh no." He tried to do Christopher Lambert. It just didn't work.
It was James Ramir, whatever the fuck his name is, and he's been in so many other things, but him trying to do Raiden was another, like, why is he playing Raiden?
He was the lead guy in the Warriors, wasn't he? Wasn't he? I don't remember.
Oh man, I have no idea. Let me look him up real quick. I'll tell you.
He was,
yeah.
All I know is it was bad.
Yeah, he was in the Warriors. You're right. He was in the Warriors. He was also in 48 Hours.
Yeah, he was the main character in the Warriors. The only reason I gave him a chance, because the Warriors is one of my favorite old school movies. But I literally got up and walked out of the theater in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I didn't understand why for the past two movies you had two of the whitest guys ever playing Raiden. It made no sense.
So
I mean, his Raiden was better, but I don't get it.
We have lost half of our audience. So there is one thing that did come from the Annihilation that they did bring into the second movie to some extent, and it was the tattoo, the little dragon,
the mark.
And I think they actually did that on purpose, kind of a callback to Annihilation, as the transferring to another person. It didn't transfer in number 2, but it kind of left the body. I think it was a callback to number 2.
I feel like they also did the callback to number 2 with the whole shooting the gun at Sub-Zero and him freezing it.
Well, and the
Because they did that in
animality.
Annihilation too.
And the
but
animality. Yeah.
The animality, yeah, but that
The
was
greatest
actually probably the
CGI
best scene
ever.
That was probably the best scene in Annihilation, was where he turns to shoot the gun and the ice goes like wraps around it, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is this? But then they do the callback to it in this one, and that one was actually badass, because seeing the bullets come out frozen was really cool.
And he just kind of turned his head like,
yeah.
Are we ready to cross over to the new Mortal Kombat now?
well, we lost most of our audience, so we might as well give the people what they want. So let's talk about the new Mortal Kombat movie, which I have now
Kato
seen.
and all of his bitches.
I have now seen it 4 times. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're looking for a good story, this is not the movie for you.
No, dear God, no.
But the action and the fighting sequence, choreography, except for the jump cuts, they have way too many during fight scenes that a lot of stuff
They
is
do.
lost. But and it did have a lot of characters in the movie. Just some of them that you didn't think should actually be in the movie, and we'll get
No, I feel like we should talk about that straight off the bat. I will say probably the most most underrated character for this movie. Got a lot of screen time. Ended up dying like he does in all the movies. But having what was it? Is it Kung Lao? Is that who it is?
Lao.
The hat guy. Having him get the fatality on Huntress, who is by far the worst character in all of Mortal Kombat,
Natara. Yeah.
was fucking funny. That was like, that made me so happy, because she shows up like right before. She has no lines. She has no lines. She
screams.
screeches. That's it. And then he sicks her on her. He sicks her on Kung Lao, and he quite literally rides his hat to get on top of her, drags her into the ground, and cuts her in half with his hat.
That
was
one
amazing.
punch. Not
So
one
good.
punch. Yeah.
One punch, flawless victory, amazing, loved it. That was by
we
far
have
my
talked
favorite.
We've talked about Kano carrying this movie. The guy
He
that
did.
played Kung Lao, I really
Did good.
thought did a phenomenal job as Kung Lao. He really made me feel like I was watching a Mortal Kombat movie. Just the
He
dude that
felt like
played
the
Kung
character
Lao.
in the game. He felt like the character in the game. Absolutely. I feel like he overdid it,
Yeah,
but that's what made it great.
Yeah,
That's what made it
in a
great.
good way. That's
like
like
Kung
Bruce
Lao
Campbell
does
in Evil
overdo
Dead
everything in the
overdid it.
game. That's what he does. All right, so here we go. So let's start this movie off. So opening scene
Amazing.
is
Best 7
the
minutes of any
scene
Mortal Kombat movie.
of Scorpion.
The backstory.
The backstory of Scorpion.
Yeah, Hanzo
Sub-Zero.
and Bi-Han.
So Hanzo and Bi-Han. So it opens up with Hanzo with his wife
And
his
child.
kid.
Son. Yeah.
2 kids.
And their newborn. And their
I
newborn.
haven't
Yes.
and the newborn. So they're getting water and stuff, and she says she's going to need more water. So the oldest son says, I'm going to go check on my little sister who is crying inside the house. And he goes down to get more water. As he is gone, the Lin Kuei, or Sub-Zero's clan, they attack.
Bastards.
And they kill all the guards, and
Which that's when I knew it was going to be a gory movie. That's that scene immediately whenever the kid is standing there and the sword comes through the wall with the guy attached to it, and it's just like fountains of blood. And I'm like, all right, we got a gory one. Let's go.
Start the death metal.
yeah. I was ready for it. I was ready for it.
Everybody's dead. And
Yes.
then it's his wife and son, and they hid the baby in a little panel in the floor, and
Yes.
Bi-Han comes in.
Fucking Bi-Han, that son of a bitch.
So he comes in, and the little kid is like, I got this. And he's like, oh, you learned this from your dad. And then the mother, like, she here's the problem. I didn't understood. He speaks Chinese.
It's
They
because he's Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah, and they speak Japanese. So he's trying to talk, but she doesn't understand what he says. And then he does speak in Japanese.
He's
And
just
then
fucking with him.
where's Hanzo? And
Yeah.
she doesn't answer. And that's when the little boy tries to like confront
Right.
him.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you notice that because you don't really know it's Sub-Zero until you see his hand come up and it's like got ice. He's like cracks it and like his hand is bleeding from the ice around it.
I love that. I love that fact that they put that in there because it's something that should hurt.
It's
Like-
a callback to the first X-Men movie when she asked Wolverine if it hurts when he pops his claw.
Every time.
Every time. Yep.
So cut to Hanzo. He is on the other side. He's getting water, and all of a sudden he hears this scream. And he dumps the water out, and he is running, and he shows up, and he sees like some of his people all on the ground. They are dead. And then he looks.
No, hold on.
Okay. Drop her back down. There you go.
So he looks, and he sees his wife and his oldest son. They're like encapsulated in this ice, and she's holding them, and they're dead.
The guy that plays Hanzo at this point, very good acting at that point in the movie. Very
Can you
good.
hear me?
Yeah, we
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Oh, okay. So I got the camera to work, and then I realized I joined without audio. Good God.
Oh, well, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're able
Thank
to hear you.
God I have a stay-at-home husband that is my own personal IT person.
Is his name Kevin?
His name is Blake, but
Oh man, if it was Kevin, I would just be yelling Kevin the Wi-Fi's out all the time, and should be great.
oh my God. He just told me, I'm not kidding you. He's like, I feel like you're making this shit up just to like inflate my ego. And I was like, no, I seriously don't know what the fuck is going on.
Awesome.
Ugh.
So the guy that plays Hanzo, amazing actor.
Amazing acting.
Like
Absolutely.
the emotion that he shows in like that split second.
Then he pulls
And
it
then
down.
He just shuts it down because he hears something and he pulls out his sword and there he's attacked by like 6 or 7 guys. And this is where you know the movie is going to get gory as shit because he's cutting off people's arms.
Fountains of blood.
Out their back, takes a knife, stabs it through the top of the guy's head, and like blood just starts gushing out of his mouth and eyes. It's amazing. And then a guy's running away, and he takes a sword and he throws it, sticks him right in the back, but now he's without a weapon. And this is where he gets his spear. More guys.
It's not a spear. It's a spade.
It's a spade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his wife was digging in the garden with a spade tool, and so he picks up the spade and he ties a rope to it, and he used it kind of as a spear. And I saw people fighting like this. What was that? Shanghai Noon or whatever when it had.
It is the actual lethal fucking weapon that actually is ninja. It actually is ninja, which is where they kind of messed up because Hanzo's Chinese. That's not ninja. That was Japanese. Like if we're talking like actual continuity type shit, Japanese
Hanzo
is
was
ninja.
Japanese. Beihan was Chinese.
No,
Hanzo is Chinese.
Hanzo is Chinese, but his clan was a Japanese ninjutsu clan, and that's why Beihan was there to kill him because he was Chinese.
Which
that's
they
why
didn't.
he was
Which
speaking Chinese shit to him.
Exactly. That's why it didn't get because Hanzo is Chinese. Hanzo is Chinese, but he was trained in the ninja way, which that is a legit ninja weapon. That it's jacked up and all. That's like all ninja weapons were quite literally farmers' tools.
So
like if you look at any ninja weapon, it was farmers' tools.
Yeah, because they had to disguise all their tools as farmers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's where they had the whole spade attached to a rope and being able to learn to actually use that. It actually has a name. I can't remember what it is, but it's a badass weapon that is extremely lethal. Extremely lethal.
He kills like 10 guys with this thing.
Yeah.
Like straight to the face, sticks in the face. Then he throws another one, and he does the whole. Is kind of an early rendition of the get over here. He stabs somebody in the chest, pulls him forward, and then clotheslines his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Snaps his neck Oh,
you
it was
realize what a bad ass
favorite one-
Hondo is at this point.
My favorite one that he does that is a legit actual move that they would do, because one of the biggest things with this was, they would throw it, they would spin it around, but one of the ways that they would get one of the best strikes is to spin around their body and then step on it, and it would launch the dart in a certain direction. It would absolutely launch that dart, and he does that to a dude. It hits him square in the head and then drags him down, just like slams him to the ground face
breaks
first.
his neck.
Amazing.
Not only does he
Amazing.
spear him through the head, he breaks his neck on the way down.
Yeah. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So he kills all the guys, kills everybody. There's only one person left, and that's Bihan. So you hear him yell, Bihan! And he goes, and Bihan is sitting there. He's like meditating on a fucking rock.
Samurai style. Yeah.
Hey, did you notice that Bihan knocked that big ass fucking tree down right behind him? Next time you watch the movie, look at the tree behind Bihan.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So he comes up and they talking to each other. Evidently, so Bihan is talking to him in Chinese and he doesn't understand because it says in Chinese.
No, Bihan is talking to him in Japanese.
I just watched it today just to confirm. I know it says Chinese. Trust me on this one. I had to go back and look at it because I wanted to get it right.
I
for
do
this
trust
review.
you. That's where they kind of fucked up a little bit, Travis. I was watching.
So it says Chinese, and he says, and in Japanese, he says, I don't understand your words, but know this and blah, blah, blah.
I don't
and
have any money. I have a unique set of skills, and I will kill you.
He throws the spear
We'll find you.
at Bihan, and Bihan just moves his head. It comes back, hits the tree right behind him, and Bihan has this like dumbass smirk on his fucking face, like he's like, haha. And all he does, he rips it back, and it slices him right across the face. And that's when you know shit's about to go down. And then it goes to a battle where they're trying to stab each other because.
So before you get into that battle, can we talk about when the 7 minutes came out? Because it stopped right fucking there.
Right there. Right
And we were all just like, just super hard and erect, waiting on the rest of that fight scene to happen for a week before that thing happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey,
It was such
Micah,
a
I wasn't
payoff.
wrong. He speaks to him in Chinese and he spoke Japanese to his wife and kids. See?
Thank you.
No, I was right. I
Yeah.
said Bihan spoke to him in Chinese, but he is talking back to Bihan in Japanese. Says, I don't know what you're saying.
Bihan's a fucking asshole. Hondo is
Yeah,
a
that was
a
the
family
fuck up,
man.
man.
That's all you need to know.
So the fight ensues, and there's a little bit of ice powers with the hitting and choking and slapping them around, but it's a pretty even match. But it is called the Ketsu Shoga,
It's a
or the
show.
rope dart.
Yeah, rope dart. Yeah.
Sub-Zero, Bihan finally gets the upper hand, stabs him, and then Shinzo looks up and says, "You'll remember this face. Remember this face." And I guess he thinks he's dead. So it cuts
Yes.
forward a little bit. Not yet. And all of a sudden, you see him laying on the ground. The baby starts to cry on the inside of the thing. They did not find the baby. And Shinzo
Hanzo.
wakes up. Hanzo wakes up, tries to climb
He
towards.
gets the fuck up because his baby's crying.
But he doesn't make it all the way. He dies, and all of a sudden, like this fire and stuff goes over his body. He disappears. Raiden, out of nowhere, shows up with lightning
shows
and
up.
thunder.
Yeah.
Goes and picks up the dart, the rope dart, takes it, and then goes and picks up the baby and takes the baby with him. And the lightning shows up. It disappears. Bam! Screen. Mortal Kombat. Da, 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 da.
I was hard as a rock at that point in the movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, I was like, if the rest of the movie is going to be this way, it's going to be a fucking great movie.
But
That's
the problem
my
is, it's
impression.
not.
It's not, it is not at all.
You get about 45 minutes of soap opera acting from this point forward.
God, it's
So
fucking
then
horrible.
there's, instead of exposition or trying to teach you about what's going on, it just has words across the screen saying that Earthrealm is in trouble. They've lost 9 out of 10 tournaments.
10.
If they lose 10,
Ugh.
Outworld's going to invade. And then you open up to this guy. His name is Cole. And fuck Cole. He is the worst character ever. He's also the main character of the movie.
Cole was so it's I feel so fucked up about Cole. Like I don't feel like we need to go by play of this movie because that will take way too fucking long.
I just want to do that for the beginning, that first scene.
Cole was, dude. Oh God, like him and his wife and his kid, which at first I didn't know his kid was his kid, was really confusing to me until like they got like ice cream. Like I was really confused. But like their whole thing was ridiculous. It was soap opera drama that really didn't need to be happening. But I get why Cole was there. Because he is, I mean, spoiler alert, here you go. He is the great grandson of Hanzo. He has Hanzo blood in him. And it gets passed down through generations, the mark, which means that you're a champion. Or whatever. I think his was on his chest, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Cole opens up. He's a cage fighter, and he used to be good. He's not anymore. He loses the fight, and Jax comes in. Jax, which is one of the best played characters in the whole movie.
I would agree. Yes, Jax was good.
He shows up, and he's like, "Hey, that's a cool like mark there."
Dragon mark that you have, or dragon.
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, it was a birthmark. I had it from birth," and it ends up Jax has one too. But you find that out a little bit later, and they're like, "Okay, cool." So they're like, "All right, let's go get some food." Him, his wife, and his daughter go get food, and this is where Shang Tsung in Outworld, which is a horrible Shang Tsung, is like, "Oh, we're not gonna do a tournament. I'm gonna break all the rules, and we're just gonna kill all of Earth's champions. So if they have a mark, don't kill them."
What about the gods, though? Fuck the gods.
Fuck the elder gods.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how he was about it.
So Cole has the mark. They're going to hunt the people with the mark, so there is no tournament. Hint. It says Mortal Kombat. There's no fucking Mortal Kombat tournament in this movie.
Not at all.
It's a prequel. It's a prequel.
Travis, damn your hair. Okay, all right, that's better.
Oh, what? So
So every time that Travis has his hair like that, I just want to go, I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of?
Closing the goddamn door.
No.
Travis, I mean, your hair was 6 inches off your head. Oh, I got to open my last beer, another 1050 for y'all. This is just for you guys.
I've had that.
Because I love my CLouds and Stouts brother so much. I'm digging my 1050 reserve.
Oscar Blues. Love Oscar Blues. They got some good beers.
I love the vapors. All right.
So they're eating. It's July, and all of a sudden it starts snowing because Sub-Zero is around. He comes in the street, and one of the coolest effects in the whole movie with the ice on the ground, he lifts up his arms, all the ice comes up, he throws it back down, and everything held down. And Jax comes around with his SUV and he's like, "Get in, Cole. I just met you, but I'm here to save your fucking life." We're like, "Cool." And they all jump in.
You know what I hated? You know what I hated about that whole scene, Travis? Is that they had to say it was July. It's like, we fucking get it. It's not winter time.
We're walking around in the shop.
Right. Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
So they're being chased, and Sub-Zero is like pelting them with giant hell balls, whatever. And they turn down an alley. Sub-Zero is right there, and Jax is like, "I got this. Take the truck and go meet Sonya Blade at this address."
Yeah. Like, this is where my whole problem with Cole really starts, because I'm like, okay, I get we have to have the backstory that he's a fighter that's not as good, still kind of good, but not as good. His wife and his kid, which we didn't really figure out that she was a kid until we were at the ice cream store, and his wife actually shows up, and I'm like, oh, okay, she is his kid. All right, cool. I thought it was his girlfriend, and she just looked young. I had no idea what was going on here. Like the age difference is not big enough there.
I'm going to tell you this. I really gave the Cole character my wholehearted effort, but I fucking hated him anyway.
Everybody hates
the whole concept.
Everybody hates Cole. But I did love, I loved that Jax's character, he did a really good job with it and embracing that whole like military aspect that Jax was. Jax was, wasn't he a major?
No,
Major in Special Forces. He definitely had that mentality. And he went in. I was very impressed with his gun control at the beginning of that fight with Sub-Zero. Because
I thought Cole's wife should have got the Akuna instead of Cole.
Oh yeah. So Cole's like, we can fight him together. And then Jack's like, do you want your wife and daughter on a fucking slab in the morgue? Get the fuck out of here. I got this. He pulls out this crazy shotgun. So Cole and the kids, they take off, and Jax goes in. Sub-Zero lures him into a room where a fight ensues, which is one of my favorite lines in the entire movie, where he's like, I did 6 tours, motherfucker. So Sub-Zero catches his arms, freezes his arms all the way up, snaps them off, and then kicks him down a hill where he hits.
No, he doesn't even kick him. He just gently pushes him off the side.
Yeah, he pushes him off the side.
He gives him the little bitch push right off the side of the damn thing.
This is where Jack's acting was like shit, because that's all CGI. Okay, so we all know CGI that didn't actually happen, but he's sitting there and his arms go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I thought one of the coolest scenes is when he did push Jax off, though. When Jax hit the beam in the effed up building, that stuff shattered off of him. I thought that was cool. I really thought that was cool.
So, and this is where the one problem I have with this movie, well, not one, it's one of the problems I have. He goes back, like, I took out another one of Earth's champions. I'm like, he's still alive. You didn't
confirm the kill. You didn't confirm the kill.
B-Han would have confirmed that kill. B-Han would have jumped down there, stuck an icicle down Jax's brain. And that would have been the end of it, yeah.
So he's laying on the ground. It cuts to Cole somehow got all the way to where he was supposed to go in like Indiana.
In another state, like in like five.
Rock on, brother.
And he does this weird flip over a fence. And Sonya Blade tackles him. Is like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I was sitting here by Jax.
Oh,
let me show you my mark."
Sonya was a badass from the get-go.
Well,
a badass. I enjoyed her thoroughly.
Can I tell you, I didn't like this Sonya. I did not like this version of Sonya Blade.
I liked her. I thought she was good.
I liked the character. I liked kind of the dialogue and the script. I did not like this version of Sonya Blade.
I liked her fighting. I liked her skill set. I liked her smart ass nature. I thought she was really good.
No Veronica Vaughn.
No, she's no Veronica Vaughn. You don't want to touch the hiney. I get it, but I still think she was a good Sonya Blade, especially what you would expect to get a Sonya Blade.
So let's
character Sonya Blade in this generation.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes right now. Then, who would you have cast as Sonya Blade right now?
They were not going to have any big name. There was no big name actors in this.
Gina Carano, if they made her blonde, she would play that character perfectly.
Yeah. Who is the god dang? I'm so drunk I can't remember. Who's the other big UFC champion lady? Who was that? Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey would have been the perfect Sonya Blade
in Mortal Kombat 11, the video game. She did the voiceover, and it was fucking horrid.
No. Ronda Rousey would have been the perfect Sonya Blade for me.
No, I disagree. Sonya Blade's not that buff.
No, for me.
We are in the middle of a review, so there is no beer break. So people just pour beer as we go.
Whatever. Marcel says whatever. It should have been me, motherfucker.
I'm drinking the Boulevard Imperial Stout. So anyway, this is where the greatest character in this entire movie is introduced, because they go into their little bunker and who is strapped to a chair in chains. None other than Kano, greatest character in the entire fucking movie.
No, it's Ozzy Man. It's not Kano. This is fucking Ozzy Man as Kano.
He opens up with some of the greatest lines ever. He is the most sarcastic asshole, and he's
Cole.
Great.
The greatest comeback he had is like Cole's like, "What? Are you Russian?" He's like, "Do I fucking sound Russian to you?" He has one of the worst
relate to that
ever.
I relate to that. I called somebody from the Australia, freaking from the UK the other night. I apologize, whoever that was, but I relate. Yeah.
So as they're sitting there, they have now released Reptile to come and attack the champions.
Which that was fucking.
Kano does have a mark. He got it from killing somebody that had a mark.
Yes.
Slitting
And
his
it was
throat.
different.
Yeah.
So the reptile scene, they don't have Reptile as a man. They have him as a giant lizard, which actually I think they did really well. I think that the CGI for that fight was amazing. It's a bunch of, oh, look at Sonya. She can do flips and throw knives, but she does throw a knife and hit Kano in the leg, which his own knife, and it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was funny. That was funny as fuck.
That was
You know
funny
she
as
did
fuck.
it on purpose. She did
Oh,
it
yeah.
on purpose. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Kano is going to be the catalyst of this fight. He's going to reach through. He's going to rip out Reptile's heart. And
He
then he
does.
comes out and he's like, Kano wins. And it's great.
You
So
fucking
it has
beaut.
that announcement.
He says you fucking beaut.
You fucking beaut.
Yeah.
Who thinks
Hey,
the guy should act? Come on, Katie.
There
come on.
was the one Charlie's Angel scene where Cole threw the knife to Sonya Blade. I fucking hated that. I hated that shit.
And the reason I hate it because she was like, knife. And he's like,
Yeah.
cool. And then she
Yeah.
catches it, does a triple flip, and like stabs it, and it does nothing. And
Yeah.
then Kano's like, fuck that. Rips out
Bam.
the heart.
What was funny for me though was when Cole first meets Kano, he goes, "Who are you?" And Sonya goes, Sonya says Kano. Then Cole goes, "Kano who? Kano what?" And Kano goes, "Kano, none of your fucking business." And that's like your introduction to Kano. He is just fucking everybody.
Kano is the Black Dragon, motherfucker.
Yeah,
He
well,
is.
and Sonya answers him that he's the mercenary with the black dragon, yada yada yada. He goes, "I also give really good foot massages." He was.
And he says, I'm very crude. He says, I'm very crude and blunt. Like, I want to know if the carpet matches the drapes.
I
He
will
says that
say
Sonya,
at this point in the movie,
knocks him. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I almost felt that one.
at this point in the movie, I realized this dude playing Kano rules this movie from this point forward.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he's still tied to the chair and he's bantering with Sonya and Cole. Like Sonya even says to him at one point, like, "You weren't chosen" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Lucky for you, I don't have any standards."
You are rooting for this guy, even though he's a fucking asshole, right up until Groovy gets to another part of this movie.
All right, so their buildings are all burned down from the reptile fight, and they're like, "We got to get to Raiden's temple." And Kano's like, "Oh, I know where the fuck that is." And he's like, "Oh, here, you need to tell us where it is." He's like, "Get a pen, write this down, go fuck yourself."
Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You kidnapped me, you strapped me to a chair, almost got me eaten by a giant crocodile. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll give you $3 million.
$3 million,
And he's like,
yeah.
Okay, fine. And he's like, are you really gonna give him $3 million? I live in this shithole. I don't have $3 million.
Hey,
I
real
love
quick, McTubis, you couldn't handle Marcel Sonya Blade. I'm just saying. That's some shit right there. I'm telling you, that breaks me down, man. When
I want to see
Marcel
it.
turns Sonya Blade on.
I want to see Jimmy in the Sonya Blade outfit. That's what I want to see.
I'll do it. I'll get a Sonya Blade outfit. We'll do it.
So somehow there's a giant cutscene, and they're all the way on the other side of the world, walking through the desert. And Kano is leading the thing, and they're like, "How far is this?" He's like, "Oh, like 27 kilometers." And they're like, or maybe 30, or 33 probably, but just to be safe, let's say 35. And he's like flipping the dials over. He doesn't know where he's going.
Where the fuck he's going? Yeah.
And then out of
them
nowhere,
jumping out of the airplane was great. Them jumping out of the airplane was fucking great.
oh yeah. So they had to jump. And he's like, "So what do I do?" He's like, "You just pull this cord and all this stuff." And she's like, "Yeah." And Kano just walks up, pushes him out the plane. He's like, "What?" And he just jumps back. It's great.
Yeah, he'll pull the cord. He'll pull the cord or he'll die. I don't give a shit.
So now we have, out of the middle of the desert for some reason, Liu Kang is walking out. It's the Barbie doll Ken style of Liu Kang.
Can we talk about this? Is like a 16-year-old K-pop version of Liu Kang?
Yeah.
This is BTS Liu Kang. This is
man.
BTS Liu Kang.
Now he does take off his shirt later, and he is jacked as fuck. But I'm just saying,
No,
He
he's
is-
Jack, but
he's a pretty boy, Liu Kang, and
he's like 13 years old though.
Yes.
and he's like, "Follow me, I will take you."
And he does the fireball. He goes, Are you
And
fire?
this is where Kano's like, holy shit, you have magic powers, you can shoot fire. Teach me how to do it. And it becomes a running gag.
Yeah.
And as he's leaving, he's like, so I get like fireballs or lightning or what? Whatever. So they get to Raiden's temple and they start training because they have to find their Akuna.
Akuna Matata. I kept wanting to say Matata every time they said Akuna. I was ready for a warthog and a meerkat to come riding into the side of the screen. Every time they said Akuna.
They meet Kung Lao at the beginning too, and what was so great about Kung Lao and Kano was you find out Kung Lao's power with the whole fucking hat shit, and Kung Lao like the magic sombrero.
Well, apparently, folks, I've been vetoed on the Sonya Blade outfit. I'm very sorry, but the boss has spoken.
Nope.
So Sonya Jax is somehow there too. I guess Raiden got Jax, and he has these like little like metal arms, like with like nothing.
Oh, shitty metal arms, yeah.
Like, and it's not even good animation. Like when he's walking, it's weird.
Oh, it's
I would have just immediately picked up the first gun I found and just.
And then they're trying to activate their powers inside, but Sonya doesn't have a mark, so she doesn't have special powers, so she's not allowed in the training area, because we tried to keep the woman down. Oh,
that scene where Kung Lao's like, you can stay if you want, or no, it was Liu Kang. You can stay if you want, but those without a mark are a liability at this point. I thought that was a pretty awesome scene because he was like. He was trying to be genuine and nice, but he had to shit on her parade right then and there. I did think that was a cool scene.
But she's saying to help out Jax.
Yeah.
This is where the my favorite part of the movie, which is the greatest throwback to any of the Mortal Kombat video games, what I was talking about earlier, was it was Liu Kang and Kano in the practice pit trying to activate Kano's powers.
Oh, yeah.
And Liu Kang sweeps the leg.
You spamming motherfucker. You spamming.
He gets back up. He's like, do that again. I bet you won't. Sweeps leg again. He falls. He's like, do you have any other moves? And he like fakes that he's going to sweep the leg. Kano jumps. And as soon as he lands, he sweeps the leg again and he falls again. So it's like straight up out of the video game where it's like, you spamming son of a bitch.
It was my
favorite callback in the entire movie.
That was awesome. I laughed my ass off on that scene. The first time I watched it, I laughed. So
and I know that Kano, we all know what Kano's power ends up being, the whole fucking laser beam eye shit. Where he just ends up getting pissed off and he ends up figuring out that he can do a laser beam eye thing. But what cracked me up so much with him being an Aussie and me being a YouTuber is there is an actual YouTuber that's an Aussie named Laserbeam. And he is rude, crude, and just like Kano. And so, like, I just felt like that's what he embodied with all of this. It was absolutely hilarious. Kano, by far, was the best character in this entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
carry on.
Shang Tsung and his minions show up.
Wait a minute. You haven't talked about the appearance of Melina yet. Because she's talking about when Bi-Han killed Jax. She thought that he killed Jax. And we're talking about when Melina's walking up the trail.
Oh,
we all get that first look at Melina. And everybody's like 10 out of 10.
Until later in the movie. Ugh.
Nah, I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to get hit with a shoe. Damn it. Oh, damn. Hold on.
I get the bitch with the pointy teeth. That was the entire fucking line. That was like her best. I don't remember she really talked.
Yeah.
Or, no, she did say something to Sonya.
Yeah, but that's later when the wall comes down.
Yeah.
So Shang Tsung and them show up with Sub-Zero. And I think he's only there with Sub-Zero at this time.
No, I think he's with Melina too.
And Melina. And then Raiden's like, no, you're not welcome here. And boom, puts up a giant electric wall that they can't get through. And they're like, oh, guess I have to leave now. And they just go away. Again, this Shang Tsung is the worst bad guy ever. He can teleport anywhere, but a wall of electricity stops him. So let's go back to boring Cole, where he's getting his ass beat continuously, and boo-hoo, his powers won't show up, and he doesn't know why, and this is horrible.
Yeah.
Again, a waste of a character and a waste of time.
And
then,
Raiden tells him that that it doesn't live on, and he gets kicked out.
Oh, not yet. Because now we have to go to the dinner scene where Kano finds out his powers. So Kano is at the table, and he's like, "Hey, you, Kung Pao, whatever your name is, pass me one of those egg rolls."
Yeah.
And Kung Lao grabs the egg roll and is about to hand it over to him, and he eats it, and he starts calling him a failure, and he called him a coward and a angry bunny, an angry bunny.
You're like a little puppy dog. You're like an angry little bunny.
And Kano gets pissed off, and he's like, "Give me a fucking egg roll!" And a laser shoots out of his eye, and he's like, "Oh, you see that? I got a laser beam way better than that frisbee hat."
He said, "I knew I would be the first one.
I knew I'd be the first one." And then it goes back to Colt getting his ass beaten, not getting his powers.
Yeah, Colt at this point in the movie, like I gave up on Colt. I'm like, fuck Colt. I hope Goro kicks Colt's ass. I hate
so Cole is all sad talking to Sonya, and she's like, "Don't give up." And then Raiden comes up and like, "Hey, Cole, you should give up and go back to your family. You're wasting my time."
Yeah, hey, little bitch man, go back to your family, little bitch man. Come lead the evil forces right to your family, stupid ass. Go ahead.
So Cole goes back to his family. And this is where Goro makes his appearance.
No. When Goro makes his appearance, like he shows up, and this is my problem with his wife and kid. All right, fucking lightning comes out of fucking nowhere. They are not aware of any of these superpowers. The kid, as far as we know, the kid and the wife are not aware of any of these fucking superpowers.
Like, get in the house. And no.
The lightning bolt comes out of nowhere. She goes to check the door, and her husband's there. No vehicle, no fucking way that he got there. He just walked out of a fucking lightning portal, and she's okay with it. Like,
right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Micah. Being married to Marsha Dale, I understand Cole's wife's perspective. Because no matter how many fucking times I told Marsha Dale to go in the house, she would not have went in the fucking house.
Oh yeah,
no. This is before Gordo shows up. This is whenever
it wouldn't have mattered if I was out there facing Godzilla in my yard. I could not make Marsha Dale go in the fucking house.
Right.
And the next problem that I have is he's fighting fucking Gordo, and the daughter's not even freaking out that there's just a 4-armed fucking giant out there.
Well, I mean, you got to meet my kids someday, because they'd have been like, "Yeah, Dad, fucking come on," you know. And Marcel had been out there with the chopping axe and shit. Continue on, Travis.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with all of that. My kids would have brought me a fucking gun.
I got plenty of guns, but they'd have been like, no, Dad can do this shit without a gun. We don't need to give him a gun. I'm like, no, give me a fucking gun. They're like, no, you don't need one. Just try it.
Come on, dwarf, bust out your axe.
So Cole goes outside, and Goro opens up. It's got the 4 hands. Boom, boom. The barn door opens up, and Goro comes out.
Can I say that this is another scene that we for sure thought Smoke was going to show up?
I thought Smoke was showing up. I really did. I was so pissed.
So Goro comes up, and Cole's like, "Oh, I'm going to fight this giant thing." He's like, "Get out of here, family." And they don't go anywhere. They just stand.
Oh, they hit him with the truck.
No, not yet. So Cole is fighting Goro. He goes and tries to lure him in. He gets a crowbar, and he's hiding behind a wall, and there's a mirror and stuff. You're like, oh, he's gonna try to trick him.
Can I say I was rooting for Goro at this point?
Oh, we all were.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted Cole dead.
But Goro does not fall for the mirror thing. All of a sudden, his arms just rip through the wall and try to grab him. And as he's getting chased out of the barn starts to fall because Goro is tearing it all up. And you're like, oh no, Cole,
there was a little quick scene where Cole knocked a beam out of the barn to make the barn collapse. Yeah. They gave him one little heroic scene.
We're like, oh, that was dumb. And so all of a sudden, Goro comes out of the ashes of the barn. Like
Goro's like, 100 pounds of barns on me. Oh no!
And he picks up Cole out of the wreckage, and he grabs me. He's like, I will break you now. I'll rip out your spine.
I'm
And
I was like, please.
And his wife comes up. She's like, fuck this, and grabs an axe. Legitimately, she says, fuck this, grabs an axe as he's holding up Cole, and she slams it in the side of Goro's ribs.
100% the most Marcel moment of that entire movie. I was so glad to see that shit happen.
So then Goro bitch slaps her.
Oh, yeah.
And she flies. And then she gets up, and Goro is going to attack him. And they're like, get to the truck, get to the truck. And miraculously, the first time I've ever seen in a movie where they get to a truck and the truck actually starts on the very first time.
And it was a Ford.
It was a Ford.
That's a Ford.
Yeah. Well, that's because it started the first time.
So they ram Goro, but Goro's like, I'm a giant, and it just stops the truck. And then he starts beating on the top of the truck and gonna crush it. This is where, surprise, surprise, Cole activates his powers because his family's in danger.
Can I talk about it real quick?
His actual fucking power is plot armor.
No, it's duct tape. It's duct tape. It looks like somebody wrapped his body in fucking duct tape.
No, okay. Yeah. No. Cole's power is to get the ass beat out of him until the point that he can save up enough energy to turn it back on him. That is Cole's power. He is He is Rocky. That is what Cole is, because he just gets beat the fuck up and it absorbs the power, and then he can unleash it on somebody.
They tried to throw a little Black Panther in there with the getting beat up and then retaliate
the energy.
But his story is the hero's journey. That is his power is the hero's journey. That is Cole's power.
It looks like but what it looks like on screen is gold duct tape. And he's just a pussy who gets his ass beaten, and his wife's got to save him.
So he also is able to make tonfas come out.
Once he absorbs enough beatings, he can make tonfas come out. Yeah.
And then, for somehow the greatest champion of Outworld, Goro, he just whoops his ass instantaneously, cuts off his hand.
Oh yeah.
Stabs him through his chest, guts fall out, stabs him through his face, and Goro's dead. And you're like, oh, okay.
Well, he guts him. Don't forget the gutting part where all the
his guts fell out.
Now, what is happening while all of this is happening is that Kato has betrayed the champions of Earth because of his old buddy
Cabal, which is one of my favorite characters in World Combat.
We got to do a whole talk about Cabal here.
Cabal? Oh yeah, like that's where I'm going. I'm leaning to that because Gordo's dead now. But Cabal was probably like next to Kato, the funniest dude. Because
he is my favorite character to play as in the game.
I thought that was the second strongest character. Like, I love Cabal, but Travis, by all means, continue on, my man.
So, as this fight's going on, again, Cabal shows up where at the lightning wall, and Kano's on one side, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, you're taking orders from the blonde bitch now?" And he's like, "I don't take orders from nobody. I'm the Black Dragon." And
he's like me talking to Travis on the other side of the force field.
He says, "You can work with me. I don't work for anybody. I work with Shang Tsung." And he's like, "Ooh,
and you'll be
left.
Oh, hold on, whoa. Let's see those up close, Katie. What do you got there? Oh, I'm digging that blue one. I'm digging the blue one.
Cosmic Crisp. Oh yeah, let's go with the blue one.
The blue one.
Yeah, blue. Let's go blue. Go big blue.
So he's like, if you will do this, you can join our side. So Kano goes where the Raiden staff is.
Real quick, let's talk about the scene that sets that up. I'm sorry, Travis. Real quick, the scene that sets that up is all this like immortal, eternal God talking shit, and then Cabal comes in with like, "Hey, Kano's a fucking asshole. He's the guy you need to talk to."
He's in this New York accent. I'm breathing out of an iron lung right now.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I love Cabal. He broke the whole mold. Like whatever you were expecting to happen, Cabal kind of broke that down into something else.
So Kano goes and he goes up to the staff that's making the lightning force field in place. uses eye laser, boom, destroys the staff. The things fall down. All of a sudden, Shang Tsung, and this is where the movie I hate this part of the movie so much is when Shang Tsung came with his other people. So he had Cabal, he had the Bat chick, whatever her name was,
Huntress.
Natara, and then General.
See,
hammer
I don't
guy.
even know who the general guy was. That must have been in the Mortal Kombat since I've set my.
I don't know.
controller
I can
down.
tell you right now, this character, they had all these characters in Mortal Kombat to pick from, and they pick a guy. He's pretty much Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That's
They
he's
could
Taser.
have picked
He
any.
doesn't even talk. He doesn't even talk. He's like,
They could have picked any Mortal Kombat character other than that guy, and it would have been awesome.
I think the only reason they picked that guy is because he had a hammer like
I don't give a
has
fuck
hammer.
if he had whatever. Like they could have picked any other Mortal Kombat character, and that would have been awesome.
They show up. This is where you have some pretty quick little fights. So you have Melina, she is fighting
Sonya.
You have the Bat chick, she is fighting Kung Lao, and Cabal is fighting Liu Kang in the
And Sonya at this point, Sonya has no power. She has nothing,
and she's getting her ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cabal is like, "Am I going too fast for you? Do I need to slow down?" And he's kicking Liu Kang's ass. The fucking hammer guy is whooping up on Jax so bad because all Jax has these little pansy little metal arms that don't do anything.
Yes.
And Kung Lao is fighting the Bat chick. And so let's see. Jax gets his ass wrecked pretty bad by Taserface with the hammer.
Taserface. We're going to call him Taserface. His name is fucking Taserface from this point.
Cabal is whooping up on Liu Kang. He's too fast for him. Sonya is getting her ass whooped by Melina. She gets stabbed in the shoulder with Sai, and Melina pulls it out, licks the blood off. She's like, "This is not the blood of a champion. Your death is meaningless." And she just let her go and kicks her off, and she's like going to fall off a ledge, but she doesn't fall off a ledge. She doesn't. And then Taserface whoops up on Jax.
She doesn't fall off a ledge. Kano throws her off the fucking ledge.
Is it Kano?
Kano's like, I'm not picky, bitch. And he just throws her off the ledge.
Because she said she wasn't a champion. And he's like, I'm not picky. And he throws her. And then Jax gets thrown around the same area with the hammer guy. Kung Lao is now riding the back of Bat Bitch. And he throws his hat down. And this is the greatest fatality in the entire movie.
Yes.
Hold on. This is the greatest fatality of any Mortal Kombat movie ever.
Absolutely.
He throws the hat down in front of him. It's half buried in the sand, and it's spinning like a saw blade. He's riding her from the. He's on her back, and he's like holding onto her hair, and he rides her right into the hat, where it just starts sawing through her body in half, and it splits.
And he stands up, bloody fucking hat, fatality.
Flawless. No, he says flawless.
Flawless victory.
And he does a little hat brim swipe.
Yes, with the blood on it. With the blood on it.
It was so cool.
Sick.
So Liu Kang is getting his ass kicked by Cabal pretty bad, and then all of a sudden Shang Tsung comes up, grabs Kung Lao, and he starts like doing the whole sucking out his soul thing.
Soul is mine.
He does. He says, "Your soul is mine." And this is where Cabal, where I don't think they should have given him this line, where he's like, they're like, "What's going on?" He's like, "He's sucking out his soul. I love the sound they make when they scream."
And
I'm like,
that is a cool line.
It didn't fit really well. It just sounded weird.
I love that line.
That's a good line.
So, Kung Lao dies, which sucks because I did like his character. And Raiden shows up again at the last second. And
you can't interfere, Travis.
And he tries to beam up everybody, but Sub-Zero is there. And this is where Cole shows back up. And he's like, he's a descendant of Hanzo.
You have skipped the whole Cole killing Goro scene.
No,
No,
I
we
did
didn't. We
not.
already talked about it.
You talk about him gutting Goro.
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
You
all right.
drunk ass motherfucker.
You're drunk already. OG son.
Hey, motherfuckers! I am 4 beers in.
Oh,
And,
just
these are
this is
some
where I'm
serious
your
fucking
listener,
beers.
and you just have to sit back and just listen.
Okay, here I go.
All right, so
Sit back.
it turns out Raiden, right before they leave, he's like, he is a direct descendant of Hanzo, Bihan. You suck at your job, whatever. And then Bihan's like, what the fuck? Hits him with the ice thing. And then what's his fucking name? The main character's name? That's how much he
Vanilla
sucks.
Ice shows up. He's like, ding, ding, ding,
Cole.
ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
Cole like starts getting his ass whooped, and
Big time.
then like Raiden finally sucks them all up, and they go into this realm that's between Raiden's realm and the Earth realm, which is where they should have been training in the first place, since nobody can go there.
Yeah.
It's purgatory, pretty much purgatory.
It's the realm of the gods. It's only the gods can go there. Which Raiden is an old god, whereas what's his face isn't. But yeah, anyway. They should have been trained there from the beginning.
This is where they come together as the Scooby Squad, and they're like, we have to take the fight to them.
This is
the tournament. We're gonna.
Yeah, this is the stupidest part of the whole fucking movie right here. Go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
If this is the Scooby Squad, who's Velma?
Velma is
Blade.
Sonya Blade.
No.
Blade.
Yeah.
No, it's
Blade
Sonya
is
Blade.
Daphne.
It's
Blade is
Sonya.
Daphne.
Wouldn't she
No,
be Daphne?
No,
Wouldn't she be
Blade is
Daphne?
Velma.
Sonya Blade didn't even have a mark. She is Velma.
Oh,
She is
she's
Yeah.
Velma.
Daphne is the most useless person in that Scooby Squad.
No,
Velma's the one that
Daphne-
does all the good stuff.
No, Daphne is the one that knows all the science shit.
No.
Daphne.
Velma.
Is that Velma?
Listen, Travis. Daphne has Fred locked down. Like whatever Daphne.
Fred
says
is gay
what
as shit,
Fred's
but there's a
gonna do,
fucking
man.
ascot
I
in
was
the fucking
asking
summer.
you.
If Daphne says we're jumping off a cliff, Fred's jumping off a fucking cliff.
He's
Daphne has
jumping off
Fred
a damn
locked
cliff,
down.
I just wanted to know because, like, I'm a Velma, and I just wanted to know who was Velma.
Sonya
Uh,
Blade's Velma.
All right, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
Well, then I guess Cole would be Daphne because he just sucks.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. I'm down with
There
that.
you go.
I'll do that.
He definitely ain't
That's
Scooby.
too.
He definitely ain't fucking Scooby.
All right,
We haven't not even got to the nipple hardening part of this movie yet. Wait till that happens.
Yeah.
all right. So
hardening part.
they-
Wow.
this is where you have the most generic lines from Cole ever. He says, "We have to bring the fight to them. We have to fight together. We have to fight smart."
And all I wanted was a shark to pop out of nowhere and eat his ass.
They don't want a tournament. Let's give them a tournament.
Yeah, we'll bring the tournament to them. And they're like, Raiden, can you teleport anyone anywhere?
Anywhere.
And he's like, yeah. And then he's like,
Tornado.
so Jax is like, I want Taserface because I got beef with him. and then Blade, she's like, oh, please tell me I get the
bitch with the teeth.
The bitch with the
He
teeth.
says, no.
And he
I
says,
want you
no,
to go
you have
up.
Kano. But you have no, this is another great line. But be careful. I've seen you beat him before, but now he has a laser out of his
Laser
eye.
out of
You
his
need to be careful.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that was not a line in the movie. He has a laser in his eye. You have to be careful. And then he's like, Liu Kang's like, I got Cabal. And they're like, yeah, no shit. And then who did Cole fight? Cole fought Melina.
We did say this was not Academy Award winning writing on this.
And then they're like,
we
who's gonna
enjoyed
take-
it. Yeah.
Who's
They said,
gonna
who's
take
gonna take
Bihan?
Sub-Zero? No, who's going to take Sub-Zero? And they're like, we're going to fight him together.
Yeah, we're gonna save him for last. We're gonna fight him together, which doesn't
I do
happen.
have a big ass problem with that. I'll talk about that when we get to that nipple hardening scene.
Hold on, I forgot to tell you what Jax's fucking powers were. So he had to save Sonya because she was on the side of the cliff, and he had his arms, and she had a big rock on top of her, and he was trying to lift, and his arms were breaking, and all of a sudden his power activates, and he gets these huge metal plate arms. He's like, oh. So what turns out?
I don't think we elaborated on how much of a bitch Jax's arms were before. Like he had these little rods and
They were
little steampunk arms before. Turned into this fucking like Pacific Rim fucking level bullshit arms.
Now here's the question: if he wouldn't have lost his arms to Sub-Zero, would he have ever unlocked his powers?
Oh.
What would his powers have been? Like a super?
Well, I don't know. Because that's why it's called plot armor of a movie. It just happened because it happened.
We none of us have touted the writing of this movie. We've just
it was trash.
The movie.
All right, so
the plot was trash. The first 7
now
minutes.
it is time for a montage. It's time for a montage of fights where Jax, and I think it was poorly placed because Jax gets teleported with Taserface, the hammer guy, and he's got these big arms. He's got big arms now. He's like, all right. So they're fighting, and they're fighting over the pit that you have in every Mortal Kombat game where it's got spikes down the bottom. You're like, oh man, he's gonna knock him down in the pit. Fatality. No, doesn't happen. So he's sitting there punching him. The guy tries to swing a hammer. He gets his like little metal fist. He's like, and it crushes his hammer. Nothing happens. And
he was a general. That's what he was. He was a general, the Taserface guy.
General Taserface, whatever his fucking name is.
Whatever.
So this is one of Jack's fatalities where finally he beats him down in submission, punches him in the face a couple times, reaches hand back, and thunderclaps on his ass. Boom! And his head explodes. It was a great looking fatality.
Fucking glorious scene.
I think he should have had somebody else fight on that pit and actually knock somebody else off the pit onto the spikes at the bottom. I thought it would have been better.
So this is a part where I really liked how the game came involved because with the whole teleporting to other places, we went to actual locations that are in the game. I like. Like it didn't have this one. It didn't have the background that we have here, but it did have like actual locations that are in the game. That's what I really like. They even had the one where they're like fighting outside of the like Shogun house with all the Japanese firework and everything. That was cool. I was very happy with that.
Yep, me too.
So Sonya is fighting Kano, and she is getting lasered all over her house. She's hiding in little hideaway holes in the floor. She's stabbing them with knives. I don't know how many times this guy can get stabbed by knives and still be walking and not bleed to death, but you know, movie. And eventually they throw each other outside of a window, and she kills him with a lawn gnome to his eye. So she gets a mark. So she has taken the mark from Kano. Kano dies, which I was sad because I really wanted him to continue.
I was very sad at this point in the movie. Very sad.
Cabal and Liu Kang are fighting, and Cabal is whooping his ass, but then he gets stuck in tar, and this is where Liu Kang does his sort of animality, hits the ground, a giant dragon comes up and bites him. If you know,
can we talk about the animality really quick? Because I think
that was fucking badass.
I think Micah sent me a message, and he really named it the wrong thing when he sent the message to me. Like it was really bad. He said it. Is that a bestiality? I'm like, no,
that wasn't
no,
me.
it's an animality. It's an animality, my little brother. Animality.
That's not me.
Let's stay in line.
Bestiality is.
It's an animality. Don't Google that shit. Do not Google it. It's an animality.
You'll go to jail. But no, Cabal's backstory, like in the Iron Lung and everything, he was actually on fire. Like Kano set him up, and he got caught on fire. That's why his arms were all burnt and everything. And he has a lot of scar tissue, and then the Iron Lung. So I thought it was a fitting death. Giant dragon came, bit him, lit him on fire. He died, and he was like, as the dragon was coming down, you had Cabal be like, "Oh shit," and he died. And then
I ain't caressing it yet, Joe.
Melina is whooping up on Cole, and Cole has this plot armor on, and it didn't really do the whole absorbing power and then hitting back like it did before. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Cole's got his bullshit gold duct tape on Melina's owning his ass.
And she is about to bite his face, and Sonya shows up out of nowhere, electric portal, right time, right place.
Oh,
and now
with
she has
fucking 10 rings.
She has the fucking ring power. I don't know how she learned how to use her power.
I don't know how she got the 10 rings. Like, the 10 rings are not right for her. Like,
Well,
the 10 rings is
and
a
then-
whole other fucking thing.
And
Like,
then she
that's
just
not her legit power.
And then she just kills Melina with one blast.
One shot.
Bullshit.
Blast through her body, and you see a giant hole, and her spine is still there, straight from the game. It's straight from
That
the
was
game.
cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
I will give that. That was really cool. But my problem is, I don't like her having the 10 rings because the 10 rings is a fucking Marvel thing. But that's me.
I would have
That's
much
what
rather
Crystal
Melina
Cinerate-
survive.
Crystal
that encounter.
Cinerate, Crystal, like Juggernaut was the 10 rings.
Yeah.
But she has her ring power, which she had in the original Mortal Kombat game, the pink rings. I
These
thought
are
it would have been
purple.
cooler if she was able to do like a kiss of death, like that would have been like a
Yes.
great fatality.
That would have been a great fatality.
But it didn't happen. So that's the only time Sonya really shows any powers in the
Okay.
movie.
Okay, let's pause for a second. McTubis wants to know about those trophies behind Katie. Katie is a true fucking badass. Katie has done every kind of hot challenge, every kind of eating challenge you could imagine. Katie is a superstar among the CLouds and Stouts crew. So
Absolutely.
McTubis, those trophies mean she is way beyond hanging out with CLouds and Stouts, but she does anyway because she is so fucking cool. That's
And you're
why I
doing this
love
with us,
Katie.
right?
Right.
You're doing that. You're doing this with us, right, Katie?
I am. I ordered it. I am not beyond you. So that is bullshit. But this is my newest baby.
Oh, let's see that one. I want to see that one.
Oh, pull her up big. Pull her up big.
Woo!
I was in the middle of a drink. Hold on, I'm coming.
All right, CLouds and Stouts boys, let's drink to that trophy.
What is that one for? What's that one's for?
So this is for the International Federation of Competitive Eating Sweet Corn Fiesta 2021. I won 6th place, which kind of sucks, but I still placed and I did win money. So
Hey, money, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, well let's give her a CLouds and Stouts cheer. Take her
All
off
right,
a full screen.
everybody take a big old fucking rip. Big rip, big drink. Let's go.
So good.
There you go, Miss Katie.
thank you.
Katie, you are an official sister of CLouds and Stouts.
She's badass.
We love you. We love you.
Oh, I love you guys. I'm so sorry I had so many technical difficulties, but like I said, thankfully I have an in-home technician, so we're good.
Oh, we have so much time. We have so much time. You're good.
Yeah.
Travis
this
hadn't busted
show-
out the barrel-aged wine yet, so we're good.
That's not
It-
happening
it-
tonight.
Katie, you don't understand. This show originally was only ever supposed to go like an hour and a half. The first night we went 4. And we were like,
Right.
oh shit. Well, all right. So
Well,
we got
and that's
Well, I
where I
think
say
that's
we
how I
don't
joined it.
really apologize because it's a drinking stream. I mean, shit.
pretty much.
We love everybody. We truly love everybody. We are all from different walks of life. We truly love everybody. So don't take any offense to any of the bullshit that we say.
Right.
I cannot remember where the fuck we are on this Mortal Kombat movie, but we're almost to the
we're
nipple
at-
hardening part.
So everybody's dead. That needs
And
to
now Sub-Zero shows up. It just turns out,
Bihan.
yeah, Bihan shows up, and surprise, surprise, he took Cole's family. Oh
Yes.
no!
Oh, you knew that was gonna fucking happen. I
Yep,
was so
because
mad
it's
when
a
he showed
horribly
up in that
written
goddamn
movie.
trailer park reflection of that door. I was like, you stupid asses. Like, I knew that shit was going to happen.
So Cole follows Sub-Zero through the portal, and they are back in his home gym that is now covered in ice.
Yes.
And his family is in the
Frozen to the
ring,
cage.
in the cage, like they're just frozen to the side, and he thinks they're dead. And this is where the climactic scene of the movie, where you're like, oh no.
Cole's getting his ass kicked.
If this scene had not happened, I would have fucking hated this movie. But because this scene happened, I love this fucking movie.
It's like, hey, you remember when we said we're all going to fight Sub-Zero together? That was a lie. Because now it's just Cole. And Cole is getting his ass whooped. Like, he has no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, B-Han is a
Cole.
motherfucker in this movie. B-Han is the baddest motherfucker in this movie, hands down.
Yep.
But somehow Cole gets his magic powers back of being able to absorb blows again until B-Han catches his arms and starts to freeze them.
Yes.
And then
he is about to kill Cole. And he reaches into his back pocket, whatever, and Raiden has given him the spear he picked up when Hanzo was killed back in the day. It had his blood on it.
It's got Hanzo Hatari's wife's blood and Hanzo's blood on it.
Yes.
So he picks it up, and Sub-Zero grabs it like he was about to stab him, and all of a sudden it starts to glow, and he's like, Hanzo's spear or whatever. And then he's about to stab Cole, and then Scorpion comes up right behind him, throws his spear, hits Sub-Zero in the arm, pulls him back, and you see Sub-Zero's eyes. He's like, oh, shit.
I could not help but almost cry when this scene happened.
So they tell kind of what happened with all this, because throughout this entire movie, Cole's having these weird flashes of shit of Hanzo in hell, because that's where Hanzo is. He is in hell.
Hanzo's like, I will endure all the flames of hell as long as I can get B-Han's ass someday.
Yeah. And so he shows up, and the first thing he does is launch that fucking blade out of his wrist, and we have the wonderful "Get over here!" and the fight scene commences, and B-Han almost beats Scorpion.
Now, B-Han, as much as I love Scorpion, I'm gonna tell you, B-Han was such a son of a bitch. He almost fucking beat Scorpion, and I hated the fact that Scorpion had to have help to beat B-Han in this scene,
especially from Cole.
So the fight commences, and there's a whole other scene where he tries to throw the spear. B-Han does the dodge the thing, and then he tries to pull it back, and of course B-Han catches it. It doesn't cut his face. He catches it, and he wraps it around himself, and they go into this big scene. Big fight, and Cole is sitting there for some reason trying to use his weapons to break his family out of the ice. I don't know.
Yeah, he's doing the punch on the ice thing. Yeah.
So
can I real quick say that whoever directed this really loved the fucking scene of somebody hitting the side of the cage and the eye shattering off.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Saw that shit like 10 fucking times.
It was cool though. It actually added effects, and it looks like it's harder. I that makes a very easy special effect as somebody who's again a cinematographer. It makes a very easy.
It's cool, but goddamn, after like 5 times, it's like shit. Let it go. You know,
hitting the cage isn't that hard. It doesn't really hurt unless you get abrasive on it. But it adds big impact to a video whenever you hit the cage and it doesn't just give, but it gives and shit flies off of it. All right, like that adds to a big hit. So I get why he did it. I liked it, but that's cinematography wise.
Now they're back in the cage, and Sub-Zero freezes Scorpion to the ground, like his legs. He's like in a kneeling position. His arm is down. He's got one hand free. And Scorpion uses like his fire power, whatever. He like builds it up. He hits the ground. Boom! It shatters the ice, and it shatters the ice around Cole's family. And he turns to Cole, and even though Cole was an orphan that grew up in like West Chicago, he speaks to him in Japanese and says, "Leave him to me." And it seems like Cole understood what he was saying. I don't think Cole speaks Japanese.
No, Cole understood what the fuck he was saying. When Pops Oji-san says, "Leave this motherfucker to me," Cole understood that shit.
He was like, "Save your family."
I can tell you one thing about Sub-Zero, about his costume. I hated the shoulder pads and the neck piece on the costume. I thought it looked really bad. But after he was getting his ass beat by Scorpion and that stuff fell off,
He takes it
all that
off.
stuff, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
but then there was no blue at all. It was black, which is going to Noob Saibot, who Bihan actually becomes Noob Saibot. And that's why I think at the end of the movie, we'll get there here shortly. So it ends up Scorpion is whooping his ass. And finally, he does the final blow where Scorpion takes off the mask. And he says, I've been
Turns
hell
into
this whole time. You thought I was going to burn in the flames of hell. I spent
I
the
told
entire
you
time learning
this
how to
thing.
control it. He takes off the mask and shoots fire out of his mouth. And the
Hellfire,
skin and everything
not
is
just
starting to come
fire,
off. Showing
hellfire.
the skull.
He tells him, he says, I told you, remember this face. And he just blasts him with hellfire.
It's not just fire, it's hellfire.
Yes.
Burns into a crisp. The family is okay. And he goes to Cole and he says, for the Shin Ryu or whatever. And I was sad when Scorpion like disappeared at the end, because I was really hoping that maybe with his descendant, like Cole would have become Scorpion or something in some way, like he would have taken over or something.
No,
But it didn't
I
happen.
would have been pissed if Cole had become Scorpion. I would have been mad.
But I know Scorpion. I don't know if he's going to come back for the second movie. That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of disappointed.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
And the family's there, and then all of a sudden, everybody shows up. Everybody shows up. At the last
Luke Kang's like, I'll light a little candle in my hand.
Yeah, he's like, are you
up.
cold? Here you go. I'll warm you. To the family. And then Shang Tsung comes up, you know, because he has been worthless this entire movie. He didn't fight, didn't do anything. And he's like, you've defeated my warriors. Next time I'll bring an army. And he says, death is not the end. It's all, I'll come, whatever. And he, like, you see smoke cover Sub-Zero. Smoke covers Goro, which means that they're going to be resurrected in the future. And this is where I think he's going to become Noob Saibot. And then he's about to do something. Raiden just like does a portal thing and like electrocutes him and sends him back to the nether realms. Like, go back to the nether realm now. And then he turns around and is like, he talks too much. I'm like, you could have done that the entire fucking movie.
Can Goro come back as Shiba, please?
No.
That's all I'm asking. No. I just want Shiba. I just really want Shiba.
I doubt Shiba shows up. I really do.
Oh my gosh.
And
Shiba
then the movie ends with everybody sitting there and like, what do we got to do next? We have to go find new warriors because they are going to come back. And then it shows fast forward to Cole working in the gym and like, hey, I need you to fight tomorrow night. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm going to Hollywood. I'm like, Hollywood? What's in Hollywood? He's like, not what, but who. And then there's a picture of Johnny Cage on the wall. So they're going to go get Johnny Cage, and that's going to be the next movie. And then it's Mortal Kombat. And that's the movie.
Travis, have you heard the rumor that they are courting Ryan Reynolds to be Johnny Cage?
I would watch that shit.
Oh, yes. They are courting Ryan Reynolds to be the Johnny Cage. Can you imagine that?
I would love that personally.
Ryan Reynolds is Johnny Cage. $1 billion movie. I'm just telling you.
Immediately. That would be a very, very big movie.
So that is the whole rundown of the entire movie. Again, the writing is not the best. The choreography and the fights were amazing. The couple of fatalities and the tiebacks to the games were amazing. But I was really disappointed when I found out that it was like a prequel and there was no tournament. How do you have a Mortal Kombat movie without a fucking tournament?
Some of the acting was Academy Award level. Some of it was
Kano
proper level.
Amazing
bullshit. Some of it was horrible. Some of it was really good.
It was Cole. Cole was horrible. Kano was good.
I feel like if they get anything for this movie, it would be for costume.
Yeah,
costume was amazing.
So the two guys that played.
Because she knows that Jimmy's going to talk over. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The guys that play Bihan and Hanzo, Academy Award winning shit.
All right, Katie, you rose your hand because Jimmy didn't. What do you have to say,
Katie? I will shut the hell up for you, man.
I just want to make sure I'm not wrong because I've been talking to her several times, but Steam Fire and Ice is Cindy, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Cindy, close up on me, please.
I will close up on you anytime you allow me. There you go.
So Cindy, this is for you. We wanted this earlier. This is the Flamingo Planet
Guava
from
Blonde
Elliptic
Ale.
Brewing. It is
You
a
realize,
seasonal
Katie,
beer.
Cindy's one of my bad sisters, right?
It is from Portland, Oregon, and it is a 5.5 ABV.
Yeah, it's a blonde ale. If it was anything above 5.5, that would not be a blonde ale. A blonde ale, technically,
it's fun.
yeah, a blonde ale.
I just want to have fun.
Okay, then that's what Bud Light is too. All right, just let you know.
I drink Bud Light.
Of course you do.
I don't discriminate. What do you think I drink when I'm out the lawn?
Make a little
Fair.
ultra.
Water
Same.
is what you drink.
Natty
Water.
Ice.
No.
Natty
no.
Ice.
I
Natty
think
Ice,
it's Mickey
Anyway.
Ultra.
That was for you, Cindy. It's actually really good. You can taste the guava, so it's blended with guava.
So the whole thing about this movie is I was really torn between the whole Scorpion storyline and the Bihan storyline versus the bullshit soap opera storyline that they built around the rest of the movie. I loved the Hanzo Bihan storyline. And that's why when the get over here scene happened, I'm telling you, man, like I was almost teared up. That meant that much to me when that happened. But the rest of the movie was really kind of, it was kind of almost between Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation level shit.
So you need to watch The Scorpion's Revenge. It's on HBO Max too.
Yeah.
The animated version, and that has an in-depth story of Scorpion, like his entire backstory.
That sounds awesome. I do need to watch that.
And it's animated, so you know the gore is insane. Like a lot of the same things.
Mountains of blood, way more blood than there should
the
be.
sword to the rice paper door and everything. Like that's where it came from. It was in that cartoon and stuff like that. You need to watch that. That was amazing.
Do you think you could convince a group of kids that Scorpion has a beer belly? Just because he's let himself go in Mortal Kombat, the tournament hasn't happened in a while. Do you think you can convince a group of kids that groovy?
I could if you were there. I'd be like, look at this
I know
guy
you
moving
could.
over here.
I think if you'd be my Bihan, man,
This
like
is-
those
this is
kids,
Scorpion.
100% thought I was a real Scorpion. I was like, well, you know, Scorpion's let himself go for a little while.
Oh man, I gotta pull up that picture. Hold on, let me pull up my messenger.
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, it's in there.
That's 100% confirmed too. Like that was one of the greatest nights of my life. Hanging out with those kids because I had a Scorpion costume on, but I had a skull mask underneath the Scorpion costume.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was all about it, man, and that started my whole cosplay career at that point. If you've never cosplayed as a character that you truly, truly love, I highly recommend it. It is so lit. There it is. Bam.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Get over here.
The best part about that, get over here, you know that's all Ed Boon, right? Ed Boon did all of those little voiceovers. So that's
Ed
Boon's voice.
Boon's fucking awesome. I love Ed Boon, man.
And the Toasty.
Yep. There was a lot more than Toasty in those games. A lot more.
So that was the Mortal Kombat review. I hope people actually. I think we did a good job of describing the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many people we got left? 6?
We actually have 15. So we
15
went up from
people in here. Fuck yeah.
I mean, we were at originally we were at 20 something, and then we got into our about to start, and then we went down to 9 to 10, and then we finished with 15. So
I'm gonna tell you, in all the movies I've watched in the last few years, the get over here scene truly had me emotional more than anything else I've seen in probably the last 4 years.
Yeah,
because the Scorpion character meant that much to me, and I knew it was coming. and I knew it was coming, but still yet, when it happened, I truly was emotional at that point because that character really did mean Hanzo means a whole lot to me as a father, as a grandpa. Hanzo is like the shit. I love Scorpion. When that scene happened, it really did punch me right in the heart. It was like Kano was ripping my heart out, saying, "You fucking beauty."
Kano wins.
Mhm.
So
Hey.
I know we have about 20 minutes left. So we gotta talk about next week. And I know before we did kind of vote where we were gonna do like 80s or 90s action movies, right? Because we did like horror movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We also had 80s or 90s action movies.
80s action movies.
We
80
have not
action
done that
movies.
yet. I feel like we should do like the 80s, 90s action movies because those kind of fit in that same genre where you still have Arnold Schwarzenegger, you still have
Bruce
Jean-Claude Van
Willis.
Damme, you have Bruce Willis, you have dude with the ponytail that is a sheriff now.
No, fuck
Steven
that.
Seagal.
Fuck that
Steven
guy.
Seagal. You have all of those guys that make up the 80s, 90s action movie genre. I think we should do 80s, 90s.
I will
I-
promise you guys this: Steven Seagal will not be in any of my fucking list. I hate
I
that.
agree. I think
He's
that
a
we
creep
should actually come
show.
prepared. I think that we should
What's
actually
that?
come prepared with a top 10.
80s, 90s action movies next week.
You're
I think
saying
both.
top? You want us to do an actual top 10?
I think we
Yeah.
should do our top 10 and like actually put it because that is a very specific one. The 80s, 90s action movies, and they have to be the cheesy action movies. I'm not talking like you can't have like because I feel like the first
Hot
Fast
shots.
and Furious- yeah, no. These have to be legit action movies. We gotta have
Nope.
like
Okay.
these gotta be
So,
good. Like good.
no
He's talking like
fantasy or anything.
Rambo,
It has to be like
Predator.
explosions,
Yes.
guns.
Yes. Yeah. What Rambo?
Yeah, got it.
Rambo, freaking Predator.
Die Hard.
Conan the fucking barbarian.
Wait.
Yeah.
Predator has aliens though.
But that is an
confuses
action
it.
movie. That is
It
not.
confuses it.
Stick
Okay,
around.
And don't include Predator, but you could totally go with Demolition Man. Demolition Man. That's sci-fi, but that is totally an action movie.
Okay.
No,
what about
that's
Lady
just
Hawk?
Sandra Bullock wanting sex.
what?
Lady
for
Hawk?
Bill.
Lady Hawk
Lady
is
Hawk-
not an action movie.
Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk.
It
No,
is an
whoa,
action
whoa.
movie. They have swords and they're in combat.
It's not
No.
an
Lady
action
Hawk
movie.
is fantasy.
Stop.
Lady Hawk
Lady
is
Hawk.
fantasy.
Lady Hawk 100% is an action movie. I'm
No,
He
it's
picking
just
fantasy.
said
Lady
Predator
Hawk
to
right
be
now.
included,
Fantasy.
and he's an alien.
Then I can include freaking Princess Bride.
Lady Hawk.
No aliens.
Lady Hawk had Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer in it.
I
Lady
know.
Hawk is a fucking
No,
action
don't get me wrong.
movie.
Lady Hawk is a great movie, but that's like saying Willow is an action movie. It's a fantasy movie.
Willow
It is
was
an
a
action
fucking
movie.
action movie.
We are talking stereotypical action movies. I'm thinking stereotypical action
Okay.
movies, big
So
guns.
Predator
okay.
does not count then.
Yeah,
So-
it does.
No, it
So
doesn't.
Big gun,
we're
big
gonna
explosion movie.
we're gonna exclude sword and sandal movies. Sword and
Yes.
sandal movies are out.
No aliens.
And
No,
no aliens.
No aliens.
I
No
think
aliens.
Predator totally needs to be in there.
No, well,
Predator
look,
totally needs to be in there.
Hey,
we're going to
now-
narrow it down.
now,
though.
Micah,
We're going to narrow
Micah,
it down.
In all fairness, Katie is now a sister of the Clouds and Stouts.
She
She is
is
here.
Right.
I
So
seen
her
her
vote
picture
actually
last
counts.
week, Micah.
I'm sorry,
But-
but
I can tell you right now, Katie.
Listen, I still got
raise
10
your
without
hand if
Predator,
you
but
think
Predator
Predator
totally
should
is my
be
list.
included. Raise your hand if you think Predator should be included as an action movie. Oh,
No.
Katie, sorry, you lost. You had a
I'm
vote,
sorry.
but you lost.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no. Do you think
Predator is
Lady
going to be my
Hawk
number one.
should be
on almost
included
any
as an
list.
action movie? Raise your hand.
Who?
What?
Well,
Lady Hawk should be included as an action
That's
movie.
a fantasy movie.
Say it
Thank you.
again. I'm sorry. What?
the hottest action movie you've ever seen.
Should
What?
Lady Hawk be included
Oh,
in
Lady
an
Hawk's
action movie?
fucking awesome. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer in it, Micah. Fuck
Hey.
It's
you.
the
Not an
most beautiful
action
woman
movie.
in the world.
Fantasy.
Okay. So an action movie, some with a lot of explosions, a
Mad
lot of
Max.
guns, a lot of badassiness.
Okay.
Yes.
Die Hard.
let's narrow it down right now.
Easy fucked up puns about how big a weapon is. All right, like
Okay.
that's an action movie.
Action
That's why I
movie.
disagree with Predator.
Action movies have to exclude extraterrestrials
No, they
and
don't.
anything sword and sandals. It's
No,
got to
no.
be straight up like John
they
McCain.
voted in Aliens.
Anything,
OG
guys.
Sons voted in Aliens. I
We
lost.
voted in Predator.
From Commando.
We voted in Predator. We voted in Predator. Counted.
I
Well,
lost.
if you got Predator, you got to have Alien and all that because that's part of the same
No,
universe.
that's not an action movie. Alien's not an action movie.
Aliens
What?
number 2 was an action movie.
Aliens is, but
Aliens is an action
okay.
movie.
But
Alien
it
is a horror movie. Yeah.
What?
Alien is a horror movie.
Aliens still falls in there.
Yep.
So come next week with your top 10 list prepared, and we
Right.
put these against each other.
So we're taking all.
I know my
cards
number
off the
one.
table.
I know my number one right off the bat.
Is it
All right.
Predator?
How about this?
Is it Predator, Micah?
Nope.
How about we just
It should be.
come up with your top 10 list, and then you just have to argue your movie and make sure it fits.
I think that's fair. I'm fine with that. And then we'll vote to see if it actually fits.
Are we doing 80s and 90s? Because man,
80s and 90s, because that fits.
that's a really fucked up time for me.
Yeah, that's when we were born.
the action movies.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
okay, you gotta be fair. This is when we were born.
Oh God!
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Wait,
IMDb classifies Lady Hawk as a fantasy adventure movie.
No. Lady Hawk has got Rutger Hauer and Michelle
Just because it
Pfeiffer.
has these
Doesn't
actors,
matter
it
who
doesn't
it
make
has.
a fucking action movie.
Rutger Hauer is the baddest motherfucker ever on cinema. He's up there with Bruce Campbell.
Sylvester
can't even say it.
Stallone is in Apollo. Sylvester Stallone is in Apollo, but Sylvester Stallone is in all the
no,
Rocky.
he's not.
That's not an
Okay,
action
hold
movie.
on. I
He's
gotta
in
get
all
my
the
ass chewed.
Rocky
I'll be
movies.
right back.
He's in one of
Kindergarten-
the Rocky movies, and
Kindergarten Cop has
No,
Arnold Schwarzenegger, but does not make it an
so does
action movie.
Twins. So does Twins. So does what's that other fucking movie?
No.
The toy soldier one where he goes and
No.
the Christmas one.
Settle. We're just drawing the line. We're drawing the line between fantasy and sci-fi. So apparently, we all agree that sci-fi counts, but fantasy does not.
No, it has to be
No,
sci-fi with
action.
action. Sci-fi action. Sci-fi action. Predator
I
counts.
know that's what I'm saying.
Aliens doesn't.
Shaun of the Dead is an actual horror movie. It just has a comedy spin to
I
it.
don't really care. My point is that nobody likes fantasy, but we're all in agreement that if aliens are in the action, it's cool.
Yes.
If knights are in the action, it's not cool. I get
Right.
it. I get it.
We
Yes,
need to come
because
up
if you
with
have
new
guns-
genres.
If you have guns and
You guys
explosions,
suck.
it's
You're the
action.
worst nerds I've ever met.
Can
We will
we
do the
say
fantasy movies? We'll do fantasy movies the week after.
can we say 80s 90s movies with guns? Can we say that?
Action.
No, I'm saying with guns.
No, action.
Because with
Well, I mean, if you
guns,
have guns,
takes it
it's
to a
pretty much
different
action.
level.
No, action is just a better. It's easier for me to make a thumbnail. Let's just go action. Because all I have to do is just have massive explosions, get to the chopper Arnold face, and we're good.
Yeah, but if it's got Michelle Pfeiffer in it, I'm gonna put it in it.
I need
I'm just
Spike
saying.
Lee as fucking.
Get to the chopper.
I need Spike Lee as Demolition Man guy.
Hey, let's do this. Let's just do top Arnold movies.
No, God no.
No.
Oh man, I would fucking rule y'all on that one.
No, we're doing 80s, 90s.
These people,
Hey, attention, guys, get to the chopper.
No, this is the problem. Top Arnold movies, mine would be Kindergarten Cop, just for the simple line of.
Oh no, that's
This is
fucking
Tom Arnold.
It was
This
just
is the Tom
Arnold.
Arnold. This is the top Tom Arnold movies.
Arnold Schwarzenegger movies would be Kindergarten Cop for me. Like
So
Who
Top
is your
Tom,
daddy and what does he do?
Put the cookie down.
top Tom Arnold movies ever would be freaking True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Tom Arnold rocked in that movie. He
Okay,
fucking
now,
killed it.
I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, like the first time I ever experienced a boner was that striptease scene. I'm not gonna lie.
True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That was the first time that I really understood what I was attracted to.
That is the only
Do
time
it
I ever
slowly.
found Jamie Lee Curtis attractive.
Hey,
gonna lie.
Travis, go back and watch Trading Places. The whole movie.
No.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
I mean,
Give me
Arnold
your
Schwarzenegger
clothes,
carrying.
your boots, and your motorcycle.
I love Arnold.
Terminator counts as an action movie.
It does. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is by far my favorite actor of all times, even above Sir Bruce Campbell. Arnold is my Bruce Campbell. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
He kicked him
Where's
out.
OG-san? He just talked shit about Bruce Campbell, so therefore he is no longer on the stream.
OG-san's the only person that likes Lady Hawk other than me. God
Hey,
damn
no,
it.
Lady
I
Hawk.
love
like
Lady Hawk. It just doesn't
Lady
fit
Hawk's
the
great.
genre.
Does not fit the genre.
It's an
All right.
action movie.
No, it is
So,
not.
Jimmy, if I bring you back up, you promise you won't talk shit about my hero?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
need Bruce Campbell.
You bring me back
get
up
that
here, you
email?
pussy.
OG-san, did you get that email back from Bruce Campbell? Because we need Bruce Campbell next week. He'll be
I
great.
have not. Don't get me wrong, Travis. I love Bruce Campbell. I love Bruce Campbell with all my heart. But you got to understand, Arnold is my Bruce Campbell. And I do love Bruce Campbell with all my heart. I do. He changed my life with Evil Dead 2. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is my Bruce Campbell. So we gotta learn to agree on that fact.
Anyway, so yes, next week, show up with your list prepared, top 10. We will combat them out. We're not going to do. I'm not going to do a PowerPoint.
Me and Katie's coming with Lady Hawk #1. I don't care what that says.
No, we can't. We can't. It doesn't qualify. I have one more question.
I love that you raise your hand. You could just you're always welcome here. So from here on out, everybody, if you want to talk, raise your hand.
I just raised my hand because I don't want to talk over people and we talk over each other. But anyway, I'm just trying to be polite. So just thinking about the action movies, can we include Marvel characters?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's from the
80s and 90s, good luck. But yeah.
80s and 90s. Okay. Yeah. Those are shitty then.
Man,
no, they were.
You had a Punisher movie at that time. You had the
listen, Katie, I waited for years and years and years for that stupid Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie to come out. I was so let down by that thing. It crushed my soul. I really thought Dolph Lundgren was going to bring it home. And then he wouldn't even wear the freaking t-shirt. He had to have the little skull on his knife.
Yeah.
And, it had a Lou Gossett Jr. in it. I thought, man, this is gonna rock so hard, and he let me down so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I do have a clarifying question here because I just wanted to see. So I typed in to Google 80s action movies. Okay. And it's saying
I'll behave. I'm sorry, ma'am.
that Full Metal Jacket is an action movie.
It is. It is. Hey,
know about that one, man. I'm torn on that one.
So me and Groovy and Mike have all been to basic training. Have you ever watched a basic training montage that didn't make you feel more like you were in basic training than Full Metal Jacket?
So no, I will completely agree that the first hour of that movie where they're doing the training is straight up action movie sequence, fucked upness, crazy and
almost makes you feel sick, like you're back in the fucking bed.
Oh man, my asshole clenches up every time.
Yeah.
But then there is after that first hour, there's only 15 minutes. After that first hour, that feels any action to me.
I dug the sniper scene. I really dug that.
That's what I'm talking about. The 15 minutes.
It was a little stupid candy ass that killed the sniper. and he was all proud of himself. And it was just a little girl. That was horrible. It was all horrible. But Arlie Emery happens to have the same birthday that I have. And he was one of my heroes too. I loved Arlie Emery and everything he did.
How many confirmed kills do you
RIP.
have? 237. Does that include women and children? Sometimes. That's messed up. How do you kill poor innocent women and children? It's easy. You just don't lead them as much. That's the greatest line.
There's a whole documentary about the dude that played the gunner in that helicopter scene. He was supposed to have been the drill sergeant in the Arlie Emery scenes. There was a whole thing between him and Kubrick. He got to come back and be the gunner, and that dude is fucking awesome. He does a whole live show on stage where he talks about how Stanley Kubrick kind of screwed him over for Arlie Emery for that scene as the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket.
Well, yeah, because the problem was Gunny quite literally said, "This guy sucks. Put me in it."
If Arlie Emery's telling you like this guy sucks, yeah, he sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, like when Gunny is hired to be just the fucking, he's supposed to be the drill sergeant on set just to tell him how to do shit, and then he's like, "This guy sucks, put me in," and he ends up becoming famous for his being a drill sergeant. It was amazing.
All right. So how did Joe Weymouth know my nickname? My nickname is Hollywood. Come up here, Joe. Where the fuck you at, man?
Your nickname is fucking Honey Badger.
Yep, you're Honey Badger.
I own Honey Badger. Honey Badger don't give a shit. Honey Badger.
Hey Joe, after this stream ends, I'm gonna show everybody your new theme song. I'm letting you know.
Is there going to be an after party to this? Because
I'll run one. I'm fucking 4 beers into this shit. I'll do one. I don't care.
Because I just need everybody to know that Micah is going to be at my place this weekend, and we have a lot of recording to do. We have a lot of fun to do.
Yes.
I think we're going to put out some good content this weekend. I mean, I'll put out some good content on mine, and then he's going to take it back because he does that whole editing thing that I don't do, and he's probably going to.
I do a lot of editing, but I do love the one take shit, Travis. So I do respect you for that, man. Like all my reviews and shit are one take, man.
I do love the one take.
I get the one take. I completely understand the one take. But I feel like as far as YouTube goes, you got to have something edited. That's how.
If I'm drinking beer and I'm reacting to it the first time, it's just going to be one take. And I just feel like I owe that.
Oh, yes. Eileen gets to meet us this weekend because she's getting her shirt and we're going to go take it to her house.
Right here, Eileen.
I have it right here. She lives in San Antonio. We're going to take it to her house so we can present, and then we get to meet Eileen in person because I love meeting people in person.
Eileen is here, and Eileen, I have not opened this to confirm that it's yours. I'm assuming it's yours. Probably ought to do that real quick.
Can I tell you guys, Eileen is one of the most awesome supporters you could have on YouTube. Eileen is fucking awesome.
That's sweet.
No, Eileen ran like every one of my playlists. Eileen's the reason I am where I am, so I love you, Eileen. Oh, look at that shirt.
The premium female shirt. There you go, right there.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Micah, have you had anybody order the sloth shirt?
I haven't looked. I don't know.
Because I think that's how I'm gonna finish the stream tonight. I think I'm gonna order the sloth shirt.
Groovy, do I need to draw a giant zombie sloth?
If you could do a giant zombie sloth and we can make that into a shirt, I would rather buy that one.
Yes, sir. I will make that for you, sir. I will make that.
Not had anybody buy the Travis the Sloth shirts.
I love giant sloths. I love the whole paleontology thing about giant sloths. I love it. I will gladly do you a giant zombie giant sloth.
That's awesome.
I heard a beep. Who's here?
What?
I just shared it. I just shared the screen. There is the Travis the Sloth shirt for those, and the Ochi-san shirt. This is actually what Eileen won. But yes, this is the Travis Slaw shirt. You can even get it in pink, Travis. It would look great.
Love it.
I'm thinking you need to do that screenshot. Micah, do that screenshot in the t-shirt. From Tuesday night.
Yes, we have. For those that can see, it actually is Travis. He's wearing a ball cap, has his mustache and everything, and he's a cute little sloth.
I did, Eileen. I got my packages today. Thank you very much.
I have not got my packages today.
Oh, Raven's here. What's up,
I'm
Raven? Go
waiting
fuck
on my-
yourself.
I'm still waiting on my Butt Montana shirts, damn it.
Oh.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, Jimmy. So why don't you go ahead and start getting your after party ready? and
Oh,
we will
shit.
close this
Okay.
thing down.
All
'Cause
right.
We're
You
at
actually
3
want me to
hours,
do
man.
one? Okay, here we go.
We have made it to the 3-hour mark on the 7 episodes. We've been going for 7 weeks. Next week is going to be our 2-month completion. I hope everybody's been enjoying this. I know it's pretty much the same crew we have on all of our streams, but you know what? This is something that we have built. Me, Micah, Saucy, and Jimmy. It originally started just me, Jimmy, and Saucy, and we had a good time. Micah came in, and now we have Katie, which I'm glad she's here.
Katie,
Because
am
our
everybody,
first official Clouds and
everybody
Stouts
knows
sister.
that with
Yeah.
Katie here, she brings beauty to the channel. So
Yep.
Katie brings the badassery to this channel. The legitimacy. Yeah.
Get over the entire night. I've had this fit like
real
underneath me.
quick,
It's just a little bit
what
weird.
do I need to title this thing, Travis?
just do Clouds and Stouts after party, man.
Yeah.
Clouds and, go. You
Hey,
don't,
I'm gonna
you want me to
wait
do an
until
old
he
shit
puts
Clouds
it.
and Stouts after party?
I'm gonna wait till he puts it in the stream. Then we're gonna do our
Get over
normal
here.
Clouds and Stouts sign off.
Get
with
over
our
here.
Drink and our
Fuck,
vape.
I need another beer then. Hang on.
And then we're going to get going over to the after party. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We had McTubis, Cindy, B Lady, Everything Spicy, Crazy Ann, Eileen, of course. Raven came up at the last minute. Go fuck yourself, Raven. All right, Crazy Ann, Joe Weymouth, Marcel's been here. We've had a lot, and quite frankly, it's hard for me to see and read through this whole thing. Lazy Nate's here.
I'm
Jimmy,
working it.
Yeah,
Hold on.
please hurry up because I'm pretty
trying,
drunk and I want to do this closeout.
I'm the oldest fucker up here. Give me a second, man.
You can only swing back and forth so long, Oji-san.
Oh, she waves her hair back and I don't know what that song is. I don't know.
That's what Lazy Nate said that he won. That Lazy Nate said that he won the glittery Old Humble. I didn't even know he was doing that tonight. I'm kind of upset that I wasn't there, but I have.
I didn't know he was doing that either.
Yeah.
Lazy Nate is a bad son of a bitch.
Who has
Oji-san, where's your girlfriend
It's
at?
me. Hold on. Shit. I'm all fucked up. Hold on.
Golly, Oji-san.
Some people's kids, man.
I'm trying. Hold on. There it is.
I'm
Let me
lost
get
in
this
dog
shit
shit.
off.
Fuck you,
God
Raven.
damn.
You don't even know what the fuck
This is me with the
Oh, that's
webcam.
the
Oji-san,
StreamYard one, man.
you said the
Where's
StreamYard link. Where's the YouTube link?
The StreamYard link should be. Oh, did I? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh, I'm gonna have some micro peen in there, ain't I?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
Maybe
are.
not.
Oh,
Maybe not.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
What's up,
shit.
Gaffa? Sorry, you
Okay,
came
fuck
right
it.
at the
Here
end.
we
We're
go.
about to shut this shit
I should-
down.
No, we ain't shut nothing down until I get this fired up. God damn.
So we're gonna shut this down, and then we're going to the Oji-san's world after party for the Clouds and
Boomers.
Stouts.
Has anybody ever been to an Oji-san after party? I'm just saying, be prepared. Prepare yourself.
It's a little wild over there.
But we have had a good time. Now, I hope everybody has enjoyed. Hopefully that we did a good job describing Mortal Kombat to you and explaining, doing our movie review.
Please don't
it
show
was-
your penis. That's all.
It was only an hour long review. We blew Katie's mind.
We didn't blow Katie's mind.
So for everybody that's here,
Hey,
hopefully
what's coming
y'all.
up this week? What's coming up this week for those that are watching as well?
Oh my
Groovy, me, and Katie, we're doing this stuff.
The
Hot balls
6
challenge.
hot balls. which
I've already
I'm
got
actually
people
more
popping
scared of
in.
than
I've
I
already got
really
penises
thought I
on
was going to
screen.
be.
Oh my god!
Focus.
Focus.
Yep.
The
Oh,
6
The
hot
hot
balls.
balls.
That's right, guys.
Those balls in
There
your
it
mouth.
is. Bam.
Oh yeah, Katie loves balls in her mouth, so.
I got my
In
own
your
hot
mouth.
balls I'm doing this weekend.
No,
Oh,
the
very
blazing
nice.
There you go.
All right.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna make my own hot balls.
As
Jimmy,
soon
are
as
you ever
that
gonna
pops
fucking
up,
post the
I'll
stream?
leave. Come on, man. Come on, Jimmy. You had one fucking job.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Come
man.
on, man.
Come on.
man.
So
No,
he's gonna post it up, but what we're gonna
I'm
do,
trying.
we're gonna take our last drink of the night. So everybody, take off your big cloud, and let's get this drink going. And then I'm gonna close this down. We're gonna head over to Jimmy's for his after party. Here we go.
This is for Cindy's balls.
See, I'm already live. I'm fucking this all up. Guys, hold on.
Go live. It's fine. Fuck it. It's
That's
not.
No, it's
Yeah.
already live.
It's all
Fuck
done.
it. Come over to my house. I'll post a fucking link
All right.
in the chat.
If you
We're
don't
gonna
know how to
rock
get
over
there,
in a little
just look
bit.
up Oji-san's World, and we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for staying for this week's Clouds and Stouts. We will see you on the next one. Everybody, have a